Yeah,
Okay,
we're
that's I'm done.
okay. That sounds
We're
good.
live. We're
So,
live. It's alive.
we'll continue. Rob, tell us more about Mandalorian episode 2. Just pick up right where you left off.
Well, it was better than the first episode, but
Yeah, yeah. I'm concerned for this season.
How many episodes do we know?
8.
Wow. So that was a quarter of them.
yeah. Well, I mean, the good thing is, and it could be. So it could be the growth of Grogu a little bit, which is good because he being a helpless infant constantly won't play. But my God, what was the emphasis and need to get IG-11 so bad to be so quickly flip-flop sold onto
A
breakdown
broken Astro droid.
R5D4? I mean, oh, well, okay. Well, if you said that he's great and that even though I can see that he doesn't act anything like you're telling me, sure, why not?
Yo, he said no. I need this one. She goes, no, say okay. Like, dude, like, wait, what?
Well, she has naked pictures of him, maybe. I don't know.
Exactly. Something was amiss. I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it, but I got to tell you, like, I think it's because I've accepted the face palm. Like when it comes to like this brand, like I'm going to do this, and
Right.
and I've been doing it so much with this brand that I've never done it with Mandalorian before, and now that I'm doing it with that show, I think it's just a comfortable place to put my head when I'm watching Disney.
You must assume the position.
Yo, like when he was in the caves and whatever that was, it was like an evil mind droid or something, but not mind, but mine. But it had like a flesh eye inside it, saying kind of
It was a
like,
creature in an exoskeleton, which then had another exoskeleton.
yeah. But all right, stay with me here, Rob. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need your help here. So he's walking, and it grabs him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's knocked out, and he's weak, and he can't move, and he can't even get his head up, and he can't. Why?
He's
Why?
locked. It was actually locked him in position, kind of like.
I understand he couldn't get out of it, but why was he like?
Towards the end,
No.
or
And I
just right
went
at the
back
bat.
and checked. The act of it grabbing him
Mm-hmm.
paralyzed him.
Well, I don't think that. I think what wasn't shown clearly there until bits and pieces there was that he was basically in like a vice trap that was
Yes.
basically that around it was tight around his body like a
He was in a rotisserie.
he got put into like a iron burrito.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah. Or an Iron Maiden for that matter.
But like it was weird that the way that he was acting in it, if that makes sense. Like from the moment it grabbed him, you could just walk up to him and pick his nose if you wanted to. He was out to lunch. Like he was
Yeah, I don't think
incapable of
he had a
talking.
lot of things to do. I think it was it's a little bit of that. But then we kind of see that it looks like the whole contraption is there to kind of like extract his fluids and
Which they don't touch on. They just have one scene a little bit into the event of being captured where his fluids are already being extracted.
right.
And then they don't touch on it again. Now, Mr. Person in exosuit comes out of the exosuit. Long story short, he loses his head. His head wanders off because it's that's
Because that's
obviously
part of more of an yeah. Essentially, we're finding out that this thing that's in all this is really small.
now stay with me some more. What does he do next? What does the head do next when it crawls off?
It gets back into the big exosuit.
And what ultimately happens to the big exosuit?
Gets chopped down.
In what manner?
Chopped. Oh yeah, exactly.
The head cut off and it kills it. The head's already cut off. See what? The head's already off. So you chop the head off that what?
Yeah, I was expecting to see the blade get driven through the small skull or something, but
no, what? The inconsistencies in the weird little writing stuff in this show is so apparent that it just makes me. But I continue watching. Like when they go down to the waters, right? They're going down to the waters, and he's like, "All right, it is my lifelong goal to be Mandalore. Like this is why I exist right now, is to get in these waters and put some respect back on my name." and he's at the water. She's like, "Oh wait. I want you to have the full experience. Let me read this plaque on the wall, just for the sake of saying beast. We need the viewers to hear the word beast before you get in those waters." Like,
Well, except that you know what, it was two different things that kind of went with that. One is it was kind of, let's explain for those of you who don't know, so a little bit more lore about what this significance of this place is, but also it wasn't fitting with her cynical nature at that point. She's
yeah,
being super bitchy, cynical about this whole thing, about how there's nothing to see. Well, let me give you the whole five and dime show then. Ladies, it's like the tour guide. Here's this, But the problem, even with Sackhoff's role, there is before that. She's, oh, hey, we have an unannounced visitor. Oh, let me go show him off. He's a why? How dare he come back? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight Din Djarin. Oh wait, you're not there. It's just a Grogu. Oh, what's that? Timmy's fallen into a well.
yeah.
Okay, let me follow you and let me go save him. I was gonna fight him because he dared to come back to me.
No, she was going to
But
kill him.
now,
She was going to kill him.
right.
Let's
But
end him once and for all. Oh wait,
but now
you
I'm
gonna
gonna go
what?
save him.
It's the writing is terrible in this season. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And before the show, I even looked up: did we change writers? Did that happen? But apparently, no, we didn't. With still John Favreau writing all 8 episodes, with one person coming in and participating, writing with episode 3, and Filoni participating with episode 8 and episode, I think it was 4. It's 8 and one other episode. So there's co-writers for 3 episodes, Favreau for the rest, and it made me stop and remind myself that Favreau is not a home run creator. He has a few hits under his belt, Iron Man, Elf, Mandalorian, but besides that, he hasn't he's been working
Dude,
nonstop since the
dude's
90s.
money. You don't even know how much money he is.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, he's been working nonstop since the 90s, like acting, directing, and all this stuff. But he only has a few home runs under his belt.
I don't like swingers.
Yeah, I love swingers and stuff like that, but those weren't successes.
Right.
Right.
PCU.
Yeah, he Iron Man 2, like, people were like, yeah, and then Fiverr's like, maybe I won't make another one of these. But
Yeah, I
then
mean,
they
look,
didn't change my hats.
let's give it let's look at it. Let's spin it a different way. How would you compare it so far to 2 episodes in compared to 2 episodes into Boba Fett?
Oh god, this I don't know, it's the same to me, to be honest with
You know
you.
what's
I'm
interesting is
more I'm more intrigued with this franchise.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know, because I was like big excited for
I'm
Boba
more
Fett,
intrigued
especially the way
because
they
of the
unfolded
overall
it.
story arc.
Yeah.
Some of the minutia is getting a little bit weird at points, but I think that the overall story arc is interesting, and I almost see it kind of like this is the. I've started to kind of think that this is the non Jedi version of A New Hope. That Din Djarin is our Luke Skywalker that we found. He's in his little way. He's out his corner of the world, doesn't see anything else. And now we're getting to that point where he's got his father's lightsaber and he's got to go off. He's starting to go off on some adventures to figure out, who he is or how he's going to grow some more. And maybe now we've just met our Obi-Wan who's in Katie Sackhoff's character. I can't remember why. I can't remember the character's name for some reason.
Bo-Katan?
Bo-Katan, thank you. And she's going to help. She's going to realize that maybe ruling Mandalore isn't for me, but I'm going to help him to do it because she's becomes a little bit eye opened too by the fact there's this whole thing of him and his blind devotion to the Mandalorian Creed and the stuff of the Night Watch, and she's been so like anti it, but you kind of see like maybe like, oh my goodness, this is waking up and you saw her at the end when he was taking his creed as as it was going into the water. She's kind of like all of a sudden like, my God, he actually like really, it was like kind of stirring something
He's
in
into
her.
this. he's really into this stuff.
Yeah, and
I'll
then
tell you
maybe
one thing: she's alone right now,
yeah,
where she wasn't before.
maybe this reignites some fire, and now we're gonna, now we got to start to build out, and that maybe it's not, maybe it ends up being Din that then goes off to is going to start to reunify the people of Mandalore together, and I don't know. I just kind of think that could be an interesting arc to kind of build it your um, to build it kind of like your follow your New Hope guideline that you've done in each of your other trilogies or whatnot, but to do it here with the Mandalorian as a non-Jedi version of it, and Din's our Luke
Well,
or our
Tyler,
Rey
what do you think,
or
Tyler?
our Anakin.
What is
All right,
Zuzu?
I'm back. Have you guys watched Mandalorian?
No, actually, why don't you tell us about it?
Give us Zuzu's thoughts as well.
Zuzu is trying to rip up her blanket, so she must not have liked it.
She's a little frustrated, huh?
It's, I mean, it's a worthless episode. I don't know, man. I'm really surprised. I'm super surprised. This is like what Disney Plus hangs their hat on. And these two episodes have just meant nothing to me. And I thought this would be the one that would spark it. So, or like a whole arc, right? So from the first one, he needs to go to Mandalore. We're already there. And I just already don't care. I do not care. I really hope this season doesn't suck.
Are they going to consider his being drugged through the waters sufficient since he didn't get the
He bathed.
creed
Yeah,
out? No,
he took a bath, all right.
he got baptized. Like,
Probably not,
and
but it doesn't. It
theoretically,
just doesn't matter.
if Bo-Katan doesn't take her helmet off, she's been redeemed as well, as far as they're concerned right now.
yo, why did the creature let him go?
Well, I think it wasn't that I don't know if we don't know what's going on with that creature yet, other than that it was shown there to be like, oh, hey, wait a second, the Mythosaur might be alive, because the whole thing is the Mythosaur is the key to everything, and you go back to the armorers discussions way back in the earlier episodes, and the Boba Fett stuff was talking about the importance and how the person who would the lore of the dark saber, the person who has the dark saber, will re-lead Mandalore, and the mythosaur and all this other blah blah blah. It's all part of their mythos and history and stuff. And so to be able to sit there and at some point come back and say, hey, we can re-inhabit Mandalore because it's here. Our mythosaur is here. We can, we got somebody with the dark saber. We can rally around, and we've got our super lore back or whatever. It's so it's obviously
So we're gonna end with Wall-E.
It was a tease, but it's obviously going to be a huge have a huge role down the road. We just don't know that it was.
Joe, are you assuming, like, I know, like, all of that we see. All right, we see stuff like this. I'm just rolling with what you're saying here. We see stuff like this monster, and you think Mythosaur. Oh, this is going to have huge significance down the road. We see the space whales, and we're like, oh, that reminds me of what they did here. This is going to be huge down the road. Says who? Why are they just Easter eggs? Says who?
The space whales could be just that, just an Easter egg. They don't have to be necessarily something huge. Other than it got me excited because it ties into what we know Ahsoka is going to do, right?
And how do we even know that these are the same space whales?
Because I've seen the show, I can see the silhouettes. It's the same creature. It may not be the exact same ones.
What I'm saying. It might just be
no,
other
ones. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that they're showing those creatures.
Yeah,
which is a throwback, right? So that's interesting from that aspect. And the fact that they included them, they went out of their way to include them and call out that you're seeing them. It could be that's a little bit more than just the Easter egg in the background, but it could be just that. But whereas the Mythosaur, however, the fact that again, this is why they stopped to read the plaque, right? And then to call out what this cavern was and all this stuff. And she's talking about how this is all just fables and everything else. But what's eye-opening to her and maybe reinvigorating her, because we've seen her being completely like lost, right? She blames herself for the fall of Mandalore. She blames herself for the fact that she doesn't have the dark saber. Ever since she lost that, she feels she has no purpose, no loss, everything else, and just kind of thinks it's all for naught. But you know, the switch clicks. When she reads when she reads that, he starts to do his thing, and then they go down. And now that she's going to see this creature down there, it's just going to kind of, I think it's going to be part of this whole lighting a fire that gets her back on board with her purpose, everything. Now, what they end up doing with the mythosaur at some point, I'm not quite sure. We'll see. But I mean, I don't. It was there for a purpose.
Do you know what
No,
Rob sounds like right now? He sounds like all of us every time we've seen every episode of every MCU thing on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
oh,
exactly
this
how he-
next episode.
and that's
This
not a
is
knock
it.
against him. That's why I made that point. Like we see all this stuff, and us with like this knowledge, fandom,
Yeah.
love for the material, we see the inevitable draw of it. But what's weird is for like, especially the Marvel fans, the creatives over there don't have that same vision. They don't have that same knowledge of the stuff. So they don't connect those dots and see how simple it would be. Like for example, like I've drawn out the Flash movie in my mind. It just seems so cut and dry how to make this awesome from reading the comics, being familiar with the characters, seeing the movies 1,000 times. But that doesn't mean that's how it's going to play out at all. And with the MCU stuff, it never plays out how the fans like, oh, this could go to here, that can tie to this. And they're like, nope, it's just actually nothing.
Yes, exactly. I hope this stuff is good. Like all the stuff Rob is saying and
Would be awesome.
speculating, and yes, do that. Please. I just want it to be good. I don't care necessarily about all the lore all the time. Like, if they're going to incorporate it and make it good, then yes. But if they're just giving us Easter eggs, like, that's cool, but it has to be good still.
Curveball Mephisto appears in the next episode of Star Wars.
Please.
Have you seen them do a lot of that yet with the Star Wars stuff, Rob, where like you're watching it and like you see them just waste the opportunity, or you kind of see like the obvious, like this goes to this and we don't touch it? I mean, I don't really think we really have a lot to go on besides just the two seasons of. Well, no, we have Obi-Wan, and they've done other shows like what's that other one with the spies?
Andor.
Andor. Yeah, I couldn't think of that. I've been meaning to go back and finish that one.
Sorry, I was reading an email. I missed the.
It's okay. Have you seen like the Star Wars stuff really staying on target, or you see a lot of stuff like with the
Sometimes
Marvel
they just
stuff
impact
where,
on the surface and there's no,
Yeah.
it doesn't go in.
Yeah, where they like, oh look,
Yeah.
they teased that.
Like
Look,
Boba
that means
Fett?
we're going here, and then we don't do nothing. Yeah, Boba
Like
Fett.
all of them.
But I don't know. That felt like a little side.
I think for
note
the
thing.
most part with Star Wars, if you exclude Boba Fett,
Done.
right? Once you've done
No
that,
problem.
I think with that glaring exception, for the most part, there is a very good job done of planting seeds on certain things that sometimes they don't come back to for quite some time. But they all really, when you start to put them all together, and this is what I really kind of dig about it, where, the intricacies, when I start talking about, oh, hey, there's the stuff that they did here in episodes, in the later movies, but hey, this is all this. Now, this part of it is, let me go back. Star Wars has done a phenomenal job of oftentimes retconning shit or going back and creating prequel stories to smooth out and clean out stuff. Now, unfortunately, they have a long history, including George Lucas, of releasing things in the order in which they are released, which don't always necessarily make a lot of sense, or have required you to now have to go back and either read something from a different note, have some prior knowledge from some other source material, in order to have the full meaning or understanding, which is bad. Like, when they released the Disney trilogy.
What is it? Izzyverse? Tell us. Don't keep the secret. Share the wealth. He's got a secret.
Oh,
We want to
Yeah.
know.
So he's got a dog. He's naming it Zuzu. Um,
Curveball.
so the
you
Disney
know this one.
trilogy, when it came out, there was certain things that just weren't explained, like why
No.
why was Leia running this resistance group and was she not with the New Republic? Why was the New Republic not involved in any of this battle with the First Empire? Where did the or First Order? Where did the First Order come from? There's just all kinds of things that weren't explained to us that just were, and we just had to go with it, right? And the answer turns out, well, if you read these other books between they explain what happened leading up to this and how the New Republic was ended up being kind of like no military and very kind of pacifist and all this other stuff. And you go, well, okay, but why did I have to read a book before the movie? You guys invented a crawl, for God's sakes, to fucking fill me in on some of this stuff. I didn't need, you know, Rogue One in order to view A New Hope. Hell, Rogue One spawned out of the crawl, for Christ's sake. But
real quick before you go too far past that point, so like that's kind of what I don't get about because there was that news that just came out where Disney is shelving a lot of Star Wars stuff that was getting worked on. They're like, you know what, we're going to
Disney's
shelf.
shelving a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well,
Period.
I'm sticking on this franchise for now because it does have overlap with other stuff. But they're shelving the Kathleen Kennedy lined up stuff. Like, you know what? No, they're recognizing that like the brand is weak. Like it's been getting weaker as they keep making stuff, which should be the opposite effect. But
And
how
they're
you
making bad decisions to make it weak.
yeah. So like how you just pointed out how like if you read this, if you watch this, if you do this, if you stand on your head, now this makes sense. So I completely get that concept because I've enjoyed comic stuff that way, like where I just happen to have already been in the know. So it blows my mind that there's people that don't read those things, that don't watch those things, and they still go into these shows and they're like, that was awesome. Like, but like there's clearly shit flying over their head that they're not even realizing. So like I kind of want to make the point, just because I like the DC stuff, doesn't mean that I don't wish it was better. Don't expect it to be better. I recognize that I enjoy a lot of this stuff because I've got a little bit, I'm kind of prepped to, I'm kind of predisposed.
How much of a critical thinker are you comes into play though? Like, look, I didn't read those books, right? That told me the backstory about this stuff. I was able to I watched the movies, and once you you skip that part, then I can like or dislike the rest of the product from there, right? And maybe they give me enough of a story to go on for now, but I don't have to know everything. This is the danger that these these interconnected universes have a danger, right? In that the longer they go on, the larger that they are, the more the more reliant they become on you having seen or having a vast extensive knowledge of a lot of these other things, because you start to get some of these really passionate people in there that might be writing and stuff that really are deep steeped in the lore, and what they don't know is that there's still people that are brand new that come to the franchise. They're coming into this, right? It's the
Yeah,
same.
the company needs a Jim Shooter. In all sincerity, someone with that mindset.
This is a franchise that's been going on for it's coming up on 50 years. Before you know it, it's only cut 3 years off, and it'll be 50-year-old franchise. So it's older than the majority of its fan base right now, and how much of everything that's been out there can they consume?
But keep in mind though, like they're like for over half of its existence,
There was 3 movies.
6 movies for over half of its existence. I'm not counting the Ewok adventures, but you had 6 movies to keep up with pretty much for over half of its existence. And then
when did Phantom Menace come out?
1999. The same year The Matrix came out. So rough, and so it's what 77 and 99. So yeah, for over half its existence, we only had six movies, and now we get to the tail end of 50 years, and now we have what another five movies, another six TV shows, and more coming. They're polluting the water with quantity over quality, if you ask me.
Well, definitely. I mean, look, since Disney acquired it, the quantities definitely ticked up, right? And that's their
And the
that's what
quality,
that's
yeah.
the well, and with that, yeah, they're you're not Lucas isn't overseeing everything anymore and hasn't been, right? That was their biggest.
Disney paid billions for it when it was just me and four other dudes reading the books.
Yeah,
They're making back that birthday napkin now.
you know, look, the first mistake that Disney did was they acquired this from Disney, or Disney acquired it from Lucas, and then they kicked him to the curb.
Yeah, that was
And
dumb.
somehow Kathleen Kennedy has stayed in this thing this whole time. She disavowed the EU and all the stories and a lot of the rich mythos that was there before.
For those that might not know, can you say what the EU is so they don't think we're talking
Uh,
politics?
EU is the term now that refers to the expanded universe. So this is the outside of the core, the movies. There, despite the fact that there's comics and books now, there have always been comics, books, and other stories that were written, and those things themselves were considered part of the expanded universe, and they were all under Lucas' ownership. He had some review process in all these various things and kept them the theme, making sure that the theming and what people wrote and all these other things fit his vision of Star Wars.
And to this comment right here, Becker says, "Oh, they were doing that after Return of the Jedi. You just didn't know it. See Dash Rendar. I'm very familiar with Dash Rendar because I'm a Nintendo 64 guy. That's a smuggler, like bandit esque dude, very Han Solo ish. That was the lead character you play as in Shadows of the Empire,
Mhm.
which that again goes to what Rob was just talking about. That's the expanded universe, which was canon in Lucas's time. But the cool thing with it, though, that they were doing pre Disney was if you watch the movies, you're not lost. If you take advantage of the expanded universe, you're even more in the know. It's kind of a
Lucas,
lot of the way that they do the event comics, like read the event. There's tie-ins that add more context to stuff, but it's not mandatory. You don't lose out on the context of the main event. That's
Lucas often viewed or had expressed that he viewed much of the EU, especially the ones that were outside, where he got really deep into control was anything that involved the the Skywalker core, right? If you were writing stories that had to do with the movies, he was super hands on. And if you were doing completely different stuff, he was much more lenient so long as it stayed within the theming and everything else. And then they eventually had some people that kind of kept some idea of what was going on timeline wise. But his theory was, look, this is a universe, right? And this is where some of these Disney shows are starting to get it, which is kind of cool. And it's like this is a big galaxy.
Mhm.
We've watched this little group over here. So what happens when we go around the corner
You get
over
this.
here
You
and
get
you get
Rogue
this other
One.
stuff? You mean well, Rogue One is still focused on that same little piece of the
Yeah,
piece
it's still
where
adjacent.
where we got Rebels is which I know you weren't a person
I've
who
been
said
I've been watching some
fresh.
clips.
So Rebels itself was originally envisioned by Lucas to be a live action show, and it ended up going into an animated. So there was this was long before Disney bought the property that he had talked about this. He wanted this concept of, okay, let's do something where we have our rebellion that's going on, but we're over here in this other place, and we have or the formations these whatnot, and we have this other group of people following. They coexist in the same thing, and we may have references to some of the same things that are going on, but we don't necessarily have Darth Vader show up or be the main protagonist. We can have a different protagonist. We can have this type of stuff because we're just over here. That he's over here busy with them. We got this going on over here. And that is what we kind of see where we these references to these other points, which is more interesting and can make the universe be more fleshed out, much more interesting.
Do you
But
think that could be something that talking about how like we're like focusing on all these other things that could be going on? Do you think, especially having this much Star Wars content like released now under Disney, do you think that could be something that it's missing as a brand? Is that clear direction where getting Rogue One as an offshoot is dope, getting Mando as an offshoot is dope, but we really don't have like a main direction. Like up until I don't know now. We've
well,
always had like it's Skywalker's story. You know, we started with Luke, we looked back and followed his father. It's been the Skywalker line now.
mhm.
Admittingly, the sequels had their issues like behind the camera, you know, and it was real choppy, this and that, but we're past those now as well. So now we don't really have like a central Star Wars story that's being told that people focus on, that people buy the toys, that they relate to this character. Everyone play like kids dress as them for Halloween. Now it's kind of just, well, here's this, here's that, here's this, here's that. What's over here? Look behind you. So, like, what do you think we need? Do you think it needs a central focus line, or do you think it's okay with just hitting all the different areas, all the different timelines, doing
Mhm.
whatever?
I'm perfectly happy with it. Utilizing a lot of these other shows and avenues to kind of like fill in and explain more of what was going on. And there's a lot to tell to me in this whole concept of how a rebellion is formed and how
Why do
that
you want to
whole
know so bad? You
and how how did this all come to be from this idea of this democracy that went into a totalitarian empire led by some leader that would tell people anything that he wants and control the media and the storylines and come into power and then do all these things that take and try to consolidate power and and get rid of democracy, and then to see how they cling back. Some people can wake up and start to come back, all these different things, and
We
it's
all
all
we all know how democracy dies, Rob,
right
with
with
thunderous
thunderous
applause.
applause, right?
Yes,
uh and
Star
so
Wars reference. Let's go.
it's all really intriguing. But so my point was that we were going on all this with the whole EU thing was when Disney bought the Star Wars and all the things that went along with it. They immediately came out. Kathleen Kennedy got put in charge, and they immediately came in and said that the EU it's all non-canonical. It's legends, right? So basically, or is basically the when he said that, there was a lot of uproar, but it made a lot of sense. And what they basically says, look, we're not saying this stuff didn't happen. What we're
We're
saying
saying
is
we
that
don't care.
no. They said that these are stories. They're basically like stories that get told by other people. So they may not be 100% fact. They may have been embellished. They might be changed through
They're campfire
story.
stories.
So they can. So that way, the
Like
theory
the
was
Bible?
right, exactly. So that way they could take ideas and then build off of them, but not necessarily be beholden to 100% of what was written before, other than the movies themselves. And that was fine, except that then Kathleen Kennedy said later after when she started making no, we're gonna make our own shit. And she started making her own shit. And when you listen to her, she always says, "Well, we didn't have all kinds of pre-written stories and stuff to go off of. We had to." And it's like, what are you talking about? You had all this stuff that you
Like
sit there and you kill.
decades of
And
stories.
she does everything she can to continue to try to drive, her own vision of what she wants Star Wars to be. Whereas, and this is where we kind of suffer today still, right? We don't, Star Wars doesn't have one mind under Disney umbrella. It has two warring factions. You have Favreau's camp, who's trying to do what he can do, and him and Fiona are those are two big Star Wars nerds. I mean, when you see the stuff like them debating, was Luke even a Jedi or some of this other stuff, it's just absolutely hilarious to see them go at this stuff, and they're so pulling out all these little nuanced little pieces of trivia and stuff. And
Well,
dude, they
he
are freaking
wasn't. He
Star Wars
wasn't.
nerds, and they have
I
the
don't. I don't
passion.
feel like he was in the sequel franchise without going down a rabbit hole. But I
I
don't feel
would
like
say he was the last Jedi.
But then you get to Kathleen Kennedy's side of everything, and she's trying to do, she's all the High Republic stuff, and she's doing where she's trying to establish her own Star Wars. It's away from distancing itself from the Lucas Star Wars, and every time she gets involved with stuff, it just seems like things take sideways leaps, and I don't know.
the moment Luke took a swig of that grown man green milk off of
Yeah, well, she was all over those
beachside
things.
rocks, that's when he lost his Jedi status with me.
Yeah, it was well, even Mark
It didn't
Hamill
look consensual.
Mark Hamill says that he doesn't he views that as like a different character, like
Mhm.
Jake Skywalker.
I've seen that interview where he
Yeah.
actually goes down the list of the things that they're like, and then Luke's going to do this, and he was thinking, none of this is Jedi, none of this is
None of
Luke.
this is Luke, right? Yeah,
Yeah, he was like, "This isn't my Luke, but it's their Luke, so it's the one I'm playing."
It's their
Yeah.
Luke, and they're paying me to play him, so I'm going to play him. Oh well,
Yep.
I'll just separate my mind from Luke Skywalker, the Jedi, and Star Wars, and I'll play Jake.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't obviously as a longtime Star Wars fan, I'm not a big fan of those the Disney trilogy. Um they have their moments, and there
Oh
are
yeah,
some things that they're doing, and this is again where now they're having to go back and they're doing some stuff via retcon in different stories stuff that make things make sense. But then there are some things that were interestingly clever, right? So the whole concept of this force dyad
I
and
love
stuff,
that.
that was all stuff from Rebels.
Yeah,
So
I
that
love
was
that.
stuff that was introduced in Rebels. And there's other stuff kind of like the
Because I don't feel like that was
idea.
a big stretch. You know what I mean? Like, because already people who are force sensitive can communicate. You got Obi-Wan in the back of Luke's mind. Use the Force, Luke. You have people seeing Force ghosts. So it's not a stretch to say that some people are just attuned to each other. Like that
Right.
seemed like
Well,
a natural progression.
that they're connected in a different way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that was like I said, that's all Rebel stuff, and that ties into stuff that we get with Ahsoka, and that kind of ties into.
Yo, I forget his name, but the blind guy in Rebels. I was watching some clips of like I saw this thing like Rebels, like
Oh
the
yeah,
best Jedi ever, and I'm like I clicked on it, it's this blind dude, and he dies, but like his death
yeah.
was like
In in the
legend.
very end of Rebels, yeah.
Yeah, like
Spoiler alert.
yeah, they're on like these big like fuel tanks, and they're trying to escape.
He only gets he doesn't get blinded, and he's only as Kanan Jarros,
Kanan,
and
that's it.
Kanan is not blind throughout the whole thing, but he gets blinded at some point during the series, um, towards the end, and then yeah,
Yeah, there's Nick with it as well. So
yeah,
like yeah, like they're on these big fuel pods, and they have like their extract coming in, and a couple people hop on it, and then a blaster hits it, and it explodes, and it's just spewing out fire and coming up, and he just stops, and he turns around and puts a hand up, and you see like this explosion of blue force energy, and he's just holding back the fire. And it's not like just a simple explosion because this is a fuel tank; it's constantly pushing out more and more and more, and he's just holding it. And then he's just looking at it, holding it with you assume with everything he's got. And then this girl, she jumps down and comes to run at him, and he doesn't even look. He just takes his hand and puts it back, and he just stops her from coming near danger.
yeah.
And then he turns around and looks at her at that point, and his eyes like clear up. I'm like, oh, dude, did he just,
Sandula.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, Zendaya. And then like he pushes her back onto the ship, and then uses everything he has left in him to get the ship clear. And then it's just one explosion after the other. I'm like, dude, that
Yeah.
was
It turns
one of
out she's
the most
pregnant with his child.
wow, that's even more impactful. But that was one of the most epic Star Wars anything moments I witnessed. Like it was insane.
Yeah, so that whole story, I mean, his whole story and his arc is really interesting in the fact that, he's a Padawan at the time of Order 66, and they show some of that, actually. They touch on some of his more of his backstory in
You got
Bad
that, boy?
Batch.
We
but
open the door.
that actually Kanan Jarrus is there when the Bad Batch and Kanan Jarrus are together at the time of Order 66. But his whole thing is he was never he like Luke, he was never a Jedi that he completed his formal training. But
It's kind of weird to see his path versus what was her name, Reva.
right, Reva was a youngling who then got taken by the dark side, right, and then
Yeah, I think that like
corrupted.
kind of
Whereas in his
where the
case,
kids all
he
went.
was a Padawan, and he then basically went into hiding on his own, and he ends up meeting up with this little band at some point and becomes part of their kind of guiding thing. But he's hiding who he is as a Jedi. He's not trying. Going out of his way most of the time to try to hide it. And it's only when Ezra Bridger comes into play and they discover that Ezra's force sensitive that he really starts to kind of come out and start to reconnect to the force and starts to take it on his responsibility to train Ezra and start to do all that stuff. And that's where we see that growth with Kanan over the course of that series is
And it's kind of
he
weird too.
reconnects. And when he comes in contact with the Bendu and all these other things, he gets to see different aspects of the force and it becomes rather strong. It's very, very interesting.
So, what do you think about Grogu's choice to go roll with Mando instead of with Ahsoka and Luke?
That's obviously a money grab for Disney because Grogu merchandise was selling so well, and I think I think it's been established that that part of the story was supposed to be over, and we weren't supposed to continue to have Grogu at this point. But he makes money. It's capitalist world. Disney says, "Hey, you need to keep this kid relevant." So
He's making them so much money, you can get a free Grogu out of the dump.
yeah,
Yeah, the Funko Pops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Funko Pops.
this just
yeah.
saying Funko Pops are not sustainable.
So
What's going on?
that's the thing. So he's back, whatever, and that's fine. It can allow a couple different things. One is it can we can see some kind of growth from the character. Who cares? But it's going to help to explain why that character's gone at some point, not back with the Jedi.
Yeah, just to that Funko Pop thing. Like, are there any sustainable toys other than Legos in the history of toys, or do they all come and go?
I mean, there will be Funkos that will hold value, but maybe I
I
think
don't
Funko
think
will last.
I don't think that Funko. I don't think of Funko as toys. I mean, I know that they sell that's kind of there, but their build is collectibles. I think from the get go, it's not like you can. They're the dumbest as a toy itself. They're the most basic of like 4-year-old kid toys that you can get. There's not really movable parts,
No,
except for some of them that are bobbleheads. In which case, I mean, who plays with bobbleheads?
well, they're only bobbleheads because of like the rights.
Right.
You know that, right?
So right,
Yeah.
exactly. So for the most
What
part,
are you talking about, Tyler?
they're you can
They
say that they're like Durs is saying like they're action figures or something, but they're not action figures because you can't do it. They're molded in one position.
You have to
It-
throw them at somebody for the action.
It's literally like a 3-year-old's action figure where it's just like a a rubber chew toy.
so I believe Funko couldn't get the action figure rights to Marvel and Disney properties or Marvel and Star Wars properties. So to get around it, they made all of their Funko Pops bobbleheads of just those select lines. So they're not technically action figures or whatever they're aligning, they're bobbleheads. So that's how they're able to make them.
Esteban, yeah, I mean, look, they're using that bond to kind of you as a reasoning for that, but there's been there have been some interviews and stuff that were the idea that of Grogu coming back at this point in this season wasn't the original plan, right? But
This
they've
is a
used the
funny.
bond to as a reasoning for it.
This is a funny point right here. Like, look how many you can pull for this example. Like, obviously Luke in the sequels, Obi-Wan in A New Hope, Yoda in the originals, Anakin. You know, like, They don't all handle it the same way. That's for sure. Aggressively.
Well, yeah, I mean, and this is part of what we're learning, and part of what they're doing more with some of the EU stuff, or as we've grown, is showing this concept that was explored with the Clone Wars stuff, where the Jedi have lost their way, right? And the concept that we're one of the larger Force concepts that's being drawn out throughout all the stories that are being told is that like the Force was one thing, and then it was radicalized by two different factions, essentially the Sith and the Jedi, and they've said, we it's almost like the Star Trek episode with the guys who are half black and half white. One of them black on the left side and white on the right side, and then black on the right, and they hate each other because, well, he's black on this half, and it's like the Sith and the Jedi are that they've taken they're two sides of a single coin, and they've radicalized their positions, and it's made them blind to certain things and corrupt to different things. And part of that is this concept that the Jedi had to separate themselves from all emotion and connection. But when you do that, that doesn't allow you, as an individual, some of what if you don't have connections with other people stuff, that's going to lead you into depression and can lead you down these dark paths that then lead you to corruption and type of stuff, which is supposedly the whole reason why they're not allowing you to have these connections, because, well, if you love something too much, you're going to be corrupted or something. It's a really weird, silly concept, and so the Jedi have to walk this very weird line in theory to stay true. And this is one of those things that Qui-Gon Jinn, and we started to see this. I thought this is where the little shorts they they recently did, the Tales of the Jedi, was really interesting, and really kind of expounding on Qui-Gon Jinn and his um, not seeing the errors of the way that he was really kind of different. His decision that he wanted to do something that was different, and that's why he wanted to get involved in with Anakin at a young age, and wanted to take over his training, and even if it meant against the Jedi Council, because he knew that, and why he wasn't on the Council, because he understood that it was flawed, and that there had to be there was a different way. But then his death then, of course, puts everything back into these world of absolutes, and there you are. But they keep really pushing the stuff with in Rebels with the Bendu, and we're getting more and more stuff here in Rise of Skywalker, where they kind of sort of this whole idea of that maybe there's this middle path, and doesn't have to be Sith or Jedi, but there's something else. For the longest time, there was rumor that they were, that was what they were going to call the Jedi, was going to become the Skywalker, was going to become the new term for the people who are into the Force, once they get past Sith and Jedi, that are more of this kind of gray area as we kind of move forward beyond the Disney trilogy. But who knows what will happen with that? We'll see. Where's Darth Jar Jar, though? Yeah, that is one of the funnest fan fiction concepts, that Jar Jar Binks has actually been a Sith um, master the whole time, and that his whole bumbling persona was part of his diversion from calling attention to himself. Well,
Do you think that that would actually like make what we have of Jar Jar land with other people, or make it more cringy for the people who feel that Jar Jar is like that cringy character? Do you think it'd make it worse or better?
it might make it better. I don't know. It's just so, but it's a fun fan theory that
Yeah.
people have done together, or fan fiction, or whatever you want to do with it. It was kind of really interesting. So that's who. What are you watching?
Who, me?
No, Lady Fantastic that wore sweet little cherubs from the heavens. I don't. She must
I
be watching
think
a different channel.
she.
I think you're
We must
typing
have
in the
still been
wrong
live
chat,
that one
Lady
time.
Fantastic.
We must have still been live the other day when we thought we were just backstage.
Oh, wait, oh, she might be talking to the chat itself and not us. That
Well,
would make more sense too.
Let's see. Dur says one of the episodes in Clone Wars, he kept messing things up accidentally, and it all worked out like a Jedi.
Oh yeah, that was a
Yeah.
great one.
Well, there's a lot of that, even in the original movies and stuff. He's just
Falling
like,
up.
yeah. But, well, I think we've nearly killed an hour talking about Star Wars here. So
I mean, you could even say that if he's not Darth Jar Jar, that they manipulated him to work in their favor anyway. So you could really go on a deep dive without him being technically Darth Jar Jar. Hey, Jim.
Good morning,
You
gentlemen.
watch Mandalorian, Jim?
I did.
and
I
how do
did.
you think it compares to Ewok's Caravan of Courage?
Mm.
Oh, God. I'm not sure about that last scene. I wasn't sure what she was looking at underwater. Can you tell me what that was?
Just a beast, a big beast down there. Think of episode 1.
But I thought it was like, yeah, but I thought
When
she
they're
did
leaving
that whole
Gungan
thing.
City.
You know, she did that whole thing about
What
the
thing?
Mandalorian killing the beast at this.
Oh, you must
Mythosaur.
have missed the beginning of this stream when we were kind of criticizing the lazy writing of the show. Like before you walk in those waters and fulfill your destiny and your sole purpose for existing right now, let me read a plaque to you because it doesn't matter. But wait right there. Don't continue your life and succeed in your mission. Let me read a plaque for the simple sake of saying the word beast.
That's
There's
what
a beast that was in the water. That was the whole point. Like,
Well, the whole thing is
but that's
those caves were that was supposed to be the Mythosaur's lair. So whether it's that same Mythosaur that was supposedly killed, or whether it's the Mythosaur could have been what happened? It was a mommy Mythosaur and it laid eggs. We don't know, and
Well,
now
and
one of those eggs hatched and it's been there and it's living, and now it's gonna be the whole new thing to help reignite the Mandalorians together and rally around everything, because the Darksaber and the Mythosaur, and those are symbols that they can rally around.
so yeah, I enjoyed the beast being down there because what I was saying, like, it made me think back to episode 1 when they were leaving Gungan City, and they're leaving Gungan City and they're getting chased by one thing that gets nabbed by another thing that gets bit by another thing. It is cool. That's kind of like very Star Warsy, just to have these creatures, like when they're the Millennium Falcon flying into the cave and then coming out in the big cave worm. Like it was on brand. But I think that Bo-Katan was a little cringy in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was I liked
That's
how
just Mando getting avatared.
like Grogu just kind of said, I need to get out of here, so get out of my way. To see that guy fly backwards, I was like, oh shit, because I hadn't seen any clips or anything leading up to it, so I was like going in with no idea.
I don't watch trailers or clips for it.
Yeah, I didn't. I just was surprised. I was like, wow, he's got some.
And not because I'm trying to like save any spoilers. I don't know. I don't ever feel the need to watch trailers for television shows. I never think about it. In my mind, that's like a movie thing. I don't even think like, oh, I wonder if they made a commercial for the next episode.
Yeah, I don't.
I know when you're watching a show, sometimes you'll get those that do next week on, and then they'll show you like just little 10 seconds of snippets. Yeah, I love the score.
The music the music is on point. I might even have to download that, put that on the old phone. But yeah, no, it was very good. It was very good.
Can I ask you a serious question?
I don't know what happens next.
Would your metal detector pick up what's it called, Beskar?
Would it metal?
We don't know. Well,
sure.
It doesn't pick up.
It's metal.
It has to be a ferrous metal, right?
Well,
because metal detectors don't pick up all metal.
It does have to be a ferrous metal, but it's most likely going to have some type of iron ore in it because of the fact that they're mining it. I mean, it would,
well,
it would.
Yeah, I did some metal detecting at work, and
we think so, but we don't know.
One thing I learned is gravel. Gravel is magnetic if you have a strong enough magnet.
Well, I mean, there are guys that go out, Rob, and actually use them to hunt asteroids that fall to the ground. I watched it on the one of those stupid Discovery things one time when they said metal detector. I was stuck and watched, and that's all they were doing. And I was like, okay, you're going to go hunt space rocks. That's cool, but that's not what I'm looking for. So I changed.
That's why like one of the things that you used to do is scouts. One of the things they used to do is when you make your hiking stick or whatever. A lot of guys sometimes they would put magnets on the bottom of their stick.
Yeah.
So as they're walking around, so if it happens to be close to any little ironite or whatever, it would pick it up as you were going, and you could collect. So you'd be surprised what you would actually collect doing that.
Yeah. But hey, can we talk comics for a second?
Sure.
This was hilarious. And here's why I say this, because last night we had Pocan Joe on the 1011, and Pocan Joe was talking about how he loved it. Well, he had Superman, I don't know, I don't want to say versus He-Man, but he had Superman He-Man crossover. That is, that's one of them he showed. Yeah. And he said, yeah, I like it when two superheroes battle for a little while, and then they realize, wait a minute, we have to stop and go fight this guy because he's our common enemy. Whereas John's like, dude, you just helped me save Australia. Why? I hate it when people do that. I mean, I loved when he read that. Yeah. When I read that, I was like, thank you.
He's like, it's really not a good look on our community when we just swing first on other good guys.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I like that whole section right there. I was like, damn, I need to text Mark. This guy's smart. I mean, like, whoever,
I love that Tom Taylor's pulling a lot of his characters. He wrote the Injustice series.
Right.
He wrote Earth 2, where Val Zod comes from. He created that character.
Now, I haven't read
it's very Jeff Johnsy to pull back into your own catalog. It makes your stories. I don't know. I think it makes your better stories because you're very familiar with what you did previously. So you have a lot of little good context moments. Like the fact that he brought Red Tornado with him. Like the second that Red Tornado from Earth 2 showed up, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my. And then they used it for a kicker at the end of the issue, who she was. I'm like, dude, I know who that is. Like if you're just jumping in, like the whole time I'm like this, like,
see, I didn't know that was
who she
was.
Yeah.
So. Now I just enjoyed that little section. I was
like watching them talk back and forth before she tells her. I'm like, you might want to listen.
Yeah, it was good. It's good. I'm gonna have to put this on the pull for a little while and see how this plays.
It's only a 6-issue series, I believe.
Oh, good. Then I don't
28
miss any. So
7/28 or 8/28?
It's Friday. First off, it's 8/28.
That's fine. Monkey and me and Monkey and Tim Duncan.
Oh, okay.
You have no creamer, and regular coffee is super gross. Just chugged it.
You didn't burn your throat?
No, I put ice in it.
Okay. I was about to say, how'd you do that? That's a fresh pot.
Put ice in coffee. That ruins it.
She's mad because there's no creamer. Not mad, but she's upset there's no creamer in the house.
Why would you need cream in the house for? Coffee is meant to be drunk black.
I didn't want to drive Finn to school because it's like the one day off of the week where I don't have to. And she's like, no, you can drive him. I'm like, I guess I'm driving him. But then she found out there's no creamer in the house. And she's like, I'll drive him because I'm going to get a Dunkin'.
And get some creamer and a proper coffee.
Coffee is meant to be drunk black.
This is Dunkin' coffee that I buy. That stuff's expensive.
Like it is intended.
Yeah.
Like you can get for like $7, like the big Maxwell House morning roast.
Yeah.
Or you can get the big Dunkin' one, which is like, I don't know, not even as much. It's like $22. But damn it, it's not good.
$22 for what? A pound of coffee?
I think this is more than a pound.
Isn't that what you drink, Rob? Dunkin'?
Oh no.
That just was disrespectful. Rob has never felt so disrespectful.
Oh no. Not Dunkin'.
No.
Tyler, how are you been, buddy?
I'm good. Just watching our dog.
Well, that was my other question. Did you? How's the dog doing?
She's good. She keeps me awake a lot, but she's been
It's
good.
a pound and a half, Rob. So that just reminded me, I probably should just get it from Dunkin' in the actual bags, the 1 pound bags. It's probably cheaper. And they do the sales a lot where you like buy 2, get 1 free at
Right.
Dunkin'.
Yeah, just keep the container thing and fill it up with new
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I mean, so that might be expensive, but mine's still. You order it the way I do, it's even more expensive, but it's still worth it.
Have you ever tried the cat shit coffee?
No. But so, I drink 100% Kona, which you have to order from Hawaii because here, here in the States, if you get Kona coffee, it's only 10% Kona and it's 90% filler. But because I order it directly from a grower in Hawaii, I can get the pure Kona, and that runs about $23 a pound right now, which used to be much cheaper, but it's pretty expensive. But compared to drinking Starbucks or something every day or whatever, it's insignificant. So if you drink good coffee, you don't need cream or sugar there, Esteban. It's actually quite good. But I understand, like, if you're drinking some basic stuff or whatever, it's not good coffee. It's bitter. People need to do something with it to get rid of that. But when you get a good coffee, it's smooth. It doesn't have that bitter flavor. You don't need it at all. It's great.
Monster Energy drink has a Kona blend, so I've had that, and I'm sure it's just like that.
It's like good tequila. If you have good tequila,
love the Kona one.
Not just.
Oh yeah, Kroger brand tequila is so good.
Rob's Kona is so pure it makes his face numb. Cocaine Kona.
With a spoon.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's your preference not to drink it black. That's fine. I mean, I'll mock you for it, but that's just because I grew up in a house.
Rob thinks less of you, but whatever.
Yeah, no, look, I grew up in a house.
Just Rob. That's just Rob.
With a militant black coffee drinker who made fun of his wife every day whenever she would pour cream or sugar into her coffee. So my dad was militant about black coffee should be black. It should be caffeinated. What's the point? He was a cop and a Navy man. And then and his mother was from Louisiana and was super militant about it. And there was always a pot of coffee in the house throughout the day and everything else. And that's kind of the environment I grew up in, where I embraced all that. And so I mock my father now to this day because my dad can no longer drink caffeinated coffee. And when he pulls out a decaf, I sit there and I give him all the grief he gave everybody else. I observed him give people growing up as a kid. I give it to him and he goes, "What the hell?" And I'm all, "Did you not do this to everyone else?" And he goes, "Yes." So, well, then you deserve it.
You deserve it. Sucker.
Welcome full circle. Just as somebody will mock me one day when I can no longer handle drinking 8 cups of coffee.
I don't think I can drink 8 cups
comic books. Yeah. I can't wait. This weekend we got Nick's Kicks and Comics coming on List Labs.
Oh yes, good week to skip.
Now, will he be selling as he shows? Like, here, this is my favorite, but you can have it for $500.
I don't think so.
Here we go. Here, you can have it for $100.
Coming on.
That would make an interesting show if people ended up buying a bunch of slabs on. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be kind of funny. Hey, maybe the one and only slab sale.
Wouldn't be. He's not the first person to. Wouldn't be the first person to come on. It was a slab seller as well, but
true.
We've had several people on who also sell, but we don't actively. Oh, look at that! We said his name.
Oh, great,
Mr. Nick Kicks and Comics.
Yeah.
Second, Nick.
Are you gonna sell, Nick? Are you sell?
Look at that! Look at that, Nick.
Not selling slabs.
Yo, I just got out of having to take Finn to school, plus I'm getting breakfast brought to me.
Oh,
Today's a win, baby. Today is a
Is
win.
the
Smooth
blowjob
criminal.
next?
And I just sent Monkey with her too. Like whenever I go to
Wow.
take Finn anywhere, Monkey's like following me, and I just want to just grab the one I need to and go and get back. And she's like, but she wants to go, so I take her. So I just pull that move on her. Like Monkey
Right.
was following her and jam
That's what
all
I'm saying.
set.
Is that if you can't if you don't get a blowjob as part of this to get the hat trick, I don't know what's going on.
Rob took it there. So Monkey
Yeah.
came running up. Monkey came running up to me and was all like, Daddy, can you get me out of my jam so I can go? I'm like, yeah. And then Kyle walks in like, you're not going, baby. I'll bring you your breakfast. I don't want you to bring me my breakfast. I want a pink donut.
I'm the exact opposite. I've been up for 2 hours working. I'll have to make breakfast, and I'm getting made fun of as soon
And
as
you're going to have to blow her? The exact opposite.
Hey, I've been up for an hour and a half. I've been working while I've been on here, and I can't even make my own breakfast because we're out of eggs and stuff. Because my wife's been I'm going to the store today for the last 5 days. And yeah, for those of you who are curious, I'm absolutely incapable of going to the store on my own. Apparently, just
I do the same thing. I normally keep creamer in the house. Just oh goodness.
I make my own creamer.
yeah. Well, there you are. Oh, good old times. So yeah, we got it. So I gotta have my weekend. I'll have Nick on, and then Sunday I'm gonna drop that my Berkeley Comic Con walkthrough, and then Monday my haul, my comic show haul. That's gonna be huge. Oh, look at that! You building them out.
built
Nice.
them out. I gotta pull some off the wall.
Yes.
Back to creamer talk. I like the caramel macchiato creamer. So when you throw a splash in there, you can, when it's piping hot, just a splash and it drops the temperature just enough. Cannot actually cause harm to your mouth. And
I like the
delicious.
Kentucky creamer. It's kind of
Moonshine.
Matter of fact, it's just bourbon.
But I'm also like when I run out of, I'm not going to stop just for creamer. I'll just let it cool down.
No.
Bourbon. I do the Kentucky coffee.
I like a big cup of creamer with a splash of coffee.
You are so.
Am I the only one who doesn't drink coffee here?
Oh,
You
my
might
God.
be.
Please tell me you're not a tea drinker.
You don't drink
No.
coffee.
I don't like hot beverages really. And if it is,
Really?
like it's gotta be.
What
like
do
a-
you drink?
like a
The
hot
only
chocolate.
beverage I drink hot is coffee. I don't think tea's meant to be hot. That's just me. I've never been in a household where people make hot tea. But I'm in the
My
South,
wife
so we
does
make
all
it,
the
they make
time.
it sweet and with ice.
I give my wife grief because my wife is a tea drinker. All the time I give her grief. I said, "What are you, British?" I said, "We fought a war to freaking not have to drink tea. We drink coffee in this house. We're Americans." And for a long time, I thought my youngest had embraced that dark side with me, and because they were a coffee drinker early on, and then somehow they got corrupted by my wife and became a tea drinker too, and now won't drink coffee. And I get except aside from like the occasional Starbucks fruity foo coffee.
What is up, Remy Q, baby? He says,
Remy,
"Hey,
come in."
you guys,
Yep, poking the bear already.
drink coffee and tea."
Slabs
But that's
Nick
probably you probably have to drink coffee and tea hot just to survive.
Mixed
on ice
together?
mode.
Is the slabs that Nick showed us because he's going to be on Only Slabs tomorrow. He was showing that he's pulling his books together to show us on Only Slabs
I
tomorrow.
know Nick has some
11:30 a.m.
slabs
Pacific,
that
2:30 p.m. Eastern.
he could show off
Nick
that I
is-
see.
Over on at Rob's Fat Stacks.
Isn't
And-
isn't a coffee drinker either. Nick,
To make
you are
sure
not
that
a-
I don't break any statues looking for them. So
That's right.
Lady
Exactly.
Fantastic says that she did a semester abroad in England and they drink hot tea about 1 million times a day. No wonder they had a hissy fit when we threw their stash in the bay.
Yeah, no doubt.
I need to change these settings. I hate how it does that. to people up in the air.
Wife
I will say we took our honeymoon in Costa Rica and we had some coffee there that I still dream about. How good it was.
Nice.
There we go. Now people
Was
don't
it Costco, Ram?
No, I think it was
U-Ban.
Kroger brand.
Kroger.
Who's
Costa
Taster's
Rica.
Choice.
Their tequila was pretty good too.
Well, Nick, did you watch Mandalorian? That's kind of been the
I did.
overriding topic for most of the morning has been Star Wars talk, but it's been really fun. We've actually went deep on a lot of Star Wars topics.
Yeah, we've avoided talking about wrestling.
Yeah, I mean it's been
That's how I feel.
predictable, I guess. And I just realized now, I said when you asked about the whole mythosaur thing is exactly the plot of Avatar. But as a kid who's loved Boba Fett since day one, show notwithstanding, I'm psyched to find the history of Mandalore, which will probably be disappointing. Also,
If we get into it next episode, it could be good. Hopefully, we don't have another filler.
I didn't like that they had to fight the same creatures 3 times in a row on a half-hour episode, though. The costume design has been fantastic. Those creatures this week, I thought the main baddie this week was related to General Grievous. I don't know.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking too.
Exactly.
Or
What I
fail-safe from
thought.
Batman.
Like a different version, a smaller version of Grievous.
I got psyched for a second. I thought that we didn't find out what happened to him after a while. Maybe that was him, but I guess not.
General Kenobi.
Yet another fascinating villain. They'll just fall by the wayside.
Kind of looked like fail-safe from the Batman story.
WrestleMania is coming. I just watched God, I don't want to take it down the rabbit hole for everybody else's sake, but I just watched the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns in-ring promo from SmackDown
What?
where they're amping up the WrestleMania match.
But you won't watch previews for TV shows.
It was sent to me. Neckerman sent it to me because of he made a reference to the start of AEW in that promo. With the did people believe that I could sell 10,000 tickets to my little indie show, which is now the ridiculously successful and beloved AEW? What is going on, Chop and Drop? How are you today? Mr. Beckerman says 395.5 today, Mark, and please open your hoodie so I can log today's shirt. It's funny you said that because I pointed out earlier for you to log today's shirt. For those that don't know, it's a different Superman shirt for a week straight. Might even go for longer just for funsies, but I told Becker and Cassie on a stream that I would, so
It was a cybernetic being, Liddy. Fantastic.
Grievous those were all additions to Grievous, wasn't it?
So General Grievous was an actual being who then became cybernetically enhanced and became more machine than living being. But
So Durs is here to talk trash to the panel and set us all straight. First off, morning positivity vibes. Let's go ahead and throw that out there. His video's up. All the positive vibes.
Bro.
Leave that at the door. Give us your best.
So shout out to me. I finally edited a video for the first time, and
Nobody likes a bragger.
but for me, Mandalorian, man, you guys you want to get to the point, and you want it to
hold
be
on
over.
before you go down. I want to ask a question about this.
Your best, Mike.
When you said you did editing, now did you invest in editing software, or are you cool enough that you did it just on the freeware that's on your computer?
I started with the freeware, and then I bought it this morning when I got
paid.
Whoa.
You went down deep. See,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still using just the freeware.
Yeah, Taylor in with the swing right there. Boom. Thank you, Taylor. Editing is
suckers.
It was dude. It was fun. It was actually fun to do, and I felt accomplished. So
wow.
Yeah,
so Durs is gonna make us all look bad with his high production value and special effects. And
no, bro, I was up late and I'm up early for you guys.
He needs membership just that way. He needs to hit 1,000 subscribers in his watch hour so he can get membership, so he can afford his special effects budget now.
Facts.
Everyone
He's
comments, like, you
gone
paid for
DJ
this?
links on us. Got it.
Yeah,
That's
no
what I'm hearing.
comment. You paid for this.
Cole,
You
Cole
paid
put me
for
on
that?
to
No,
you
the one I used was the free one. I haven't messed with the paid one yet. I just bought it this morning.
Wow.
And it was only $7.99 for 3 months, so it's not bad.
Still.
Real quick. I do
Free
want to
one works for
this
me. Why should I
comment.
pay for pay one?
Right.
Real quick, I want to address this comment. Edge of Spider-Verse 1 coming out with T-Rex Venom versus T-Rex Spider-Man, but no T-Rex Batman. WTF? There is a T-Rex Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, there already has been.
Yeah, Dark Knight's Death Metal. Even the first appearance of Robin King.
Same
That
episode
issue.
is.
Yeah, there's a really cool T-Rex Batman. It's the
Yeah.
actual one from his Batcave. Yeah, it's super dope. Enough about you, Durs. Let's hear about Star Wars.
Somebody said it's just sub my OnlyFans. But no, for me, Mando, bro, it feels like you guys just want it to get to the point, and I want Mando to take as many side quests as he takes. You know, take your sweet time, drag out the episodes like Last of Us for me. I wish it was like 2 or 3 more episodes. I'm sad it's already at the season finale, and then it's amazing, but I wish it was another like 2 or 3 episodes. So Mando, do take your sweet time, man. I like hearing the backstory. I like Bo-Katan, how she's kind of you know, ignorant, not ignorant, not wishy-washy, but kind of like she's like very, very swaggy. She knew she was right about everything. She knew she was trying to tell. She was trying. She's got that swag, bro. The way she walks, the way she talks.
You mean like royalty?
Real quick, if somebody with less context, then like, you know, I just watched the live action stuff. Somebody with less context, I don't get swaggy vibes from her. I get bitchy and petulant child from her.
Well, yeah, you can tell that too, but coming from the royalty family and stuff like that, I think you're gonna get a lot more in this season for sure.
And honestly, it felt like the same 3 scenes over and over and over again yesterday.
Kind of.
Yeah. Oh, because it was only 3 locations in the ship on the planet,
And we're back on Tatooine again.
Well, it's just that was just so we could completely abandon this idea of the need of IG-11 that dominated the entire the first episode was, oh, we need IG-11. And wait a second, no, we don't. Instead, we can take this clunker.
Plus, he blew up.
We take this clunker of a droid.
Yeah,
but whether you do with Bo-Katan, you know, she's that was kind of like if you don't know any of the others outside of Mandalorian, then you know what you got was what you got filled in on was in this episode of her being explained about the royalty and stuff, and it just fits. Oh, things didn't go the way that it was supposed to go, and you know, you just kind of make sense for what you expect royal folks to be, entitled royalty to be, right?
Yeah.
If things didn't go the way I wanted. Me.
Is she Sabine's daughter or sister?
She's not related to Sabine.
No, not Sabine. The one that Obi-Wan liked.
The sister.
Okay.
I didn't understand what that little robot thing was. I get the relevance, and they needed
R5D4.
Was that the dude? I thought he seemed
the astromech.
Yeah, no, not the astromech. The crab robot.
Oh, the crab. Okay, that. Yeah, no, that was just a
terrible scene.
It was a plot device.
That's what I figured. I was like, because like somebody said he did remind me of General Grievous, but I was just like, man,
it did remind me sort of like as if it was like a Geonosian version of, but again, we don't really know what it was or care much about what it was. It was just, it was a plot device to get her to over there.
Wasn't really a fan of the look of the creatures. I don't know if I missed that, but
the ones that were like, they said were
The
used to
cavemen.
be in the outlands or whatnot, but
Mhm.
now are living in the cities and
The
whatnot.
costumes looked a little
Yeah,
weird.
so obviously this fusion bombs and stuff that the Empire did a great job of killing just Mandalorians, but not
Right.
killing much of anything else.
It's like Fallout, like the game Fallout.
They bombed the city. They didn't bomb the outskirts. You know, that's what they were able
Mhm.
to do. But I don't know if you missed the beginning. But I said I enjoyed the show. I had fun watching it. But I'm concerned because the lazy writing moments that are happening weren't really present in the first two seasons, but they're ridiculously through everything else, and now we're seeing them in here, like the little cyborg guy who gets out of the exo shield, who gets his head cut off, so his head crawls into the big exosuit, and then the big exosuit gets its head cut off, which he would be perfectly fine. He's in there, you know, like,
Mhm.
but it kills him, and you know the
Mhm.
fact that just that thing grabbing Mando turned him comatose before he's ever hooked up to any wires or anything. He's like sitting there. Okay,
Oh, Mando's always can't really take a punch, man. If you hit Mando just right, he's gonna get knocked out for a
well, he
minute or
didn't
two.
get hit. It
Or
grabbed him
just anything, dude. Every time Mando takes a bump, man, he's out for a little bit.
Yeah, there was writing of them going. You heard me talking about going into the waters and stop. Let me say the
Yeah.
word beast before you go in there, because like we should
Mhm.
have covered this before we got to this moment, and we didn't. So let me read you this ridiculously out of place placard on the wall.
I thought it was cool context. I didn't think it was. I think
It is cool
it
context.
fat.
Poorly
It was ironic more that it was just there, still surviving of all the things.
I just thought it was a bad place. Like they messed up not writing that into the show before he put his feet in the water. So they're like, shit. Are we just
Gotta
going to
add
have
it.
this thing pop up out of nowhere? No, just tell him about it. When do we tell him? He should know about it. Like, why? He would know this shit, but the
Right.
viewers don't. The viewers don't know it. So she wasn't reading that plaque to Mando. She was reading it to us because they didn't give that to us yet. So it's lazy writing. It's going to be different mileage, different stuff.
Again,
Different
I
folks.
still go with the
I'm
thing
very
that
critical when I watch anything.
it fits with her whole thing of going like that you're listening to all those fables and her attitude that she has about this whole thing and how this isn't what you believe it should be, and it's not. It's all fables and it's all this. It all built that her reading that plaque and giving that comment of like, let me give you the full tour type thing because you've never been here and you're so stupid and blah 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 blah. You know the thing, but you don't know the thing, and so it kind of fits. But then yes, it does fill in the concept. What is this? The audience. What is this place? What's the significance? And then talk about the myth source so that way all this stuff or she's these are all just myths and blah 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 blah. When she sees the beast, well shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this isn't all just myths and make believe. Maybe there is something in this, and so that can reignite her.
You know when they read that stupid plaque, you know what I immediately thought? He's going to get grabbed by the monster when he gets.
Oh, same. Everybody did. I went nuts
so
when he got grabbed. I was like, "There's a
bad
mythosaur in there." I
And here's
screamed
the
it.
comparison. Did y'all watch?
I didn't know that he got
Did
grabbed.
y'all watch the movie Dune? That
Yeah.
came out
Mm-hmm.
with it? Like that's a great example of how you do it. And to Taylor's point that Rob brought up earlier, if you're going to be a lazy writer, use a Kroll. Star Wars has established a Kroll. It wouldn't be weird to see it if they would just put context into the Kroll of what they want to have in the episode. We don't exist in this world. We are watching. We are viewers of this world. Quit talking to us. Talk to your characters. Talk to your story. Don't talk to us. And they have a horrible habit at Disney talking to the viewers like we're fucking idiots. Look at Dune. They did not explain not one damn thing to the viewer. Sit down, pay attention, and learn of this world. There's going to be shit you don't understand as you pass by it that you're going to have to pick up on later because you don't live there.
That's what killed Dune for me.
I
was so confused.
This is a view into another world, and that's how it should be. And Star Wars got around that by using the Kroll. They would put context and stuff into that Kroll. Then when you're seeing shit that wouldn't make sense, you have that context to it without having to like overanalyze or pay too much attention. God forbid you have to pay attention when you watch something. But I like that show me, don't tell me shit with, especially with sci-fi stuff. Like I shouldn't know what every little thing is. This should be alien, you know, this galaxy's pretty far away from what they told us. But that's just, I don't know.
I agree, except if like Dune, I thought Dune was an amazing movie, but for me, I didn't care about the universe or care about anything because they didn't kind of explain that stuff to me. It never gave me that attachment or anything. But I'm excited for the next Dune movie. I thought it was a great movie. I had to watch it a second time through to kind of pick up the pieces and stuff like that. But I want to be connected to that universe. You need to. I'm a kid, man. I have a short attention span. You need to grab
sense
me.
of discovery, or like this
Yeah, that too.
shallow shit where you're just like, okay, I got it. Like, there's nothing else. You're just like, what's the event that's going to happen? I want to forget. Like after, like I watch something, I like to have stuff left to talk about, left to wonder about, left to look forward to learning about. And that's been Disney since the 50s, though. 100% agree. And that's why the Marvel brand is shit right now. That's why the Star Wars brand is shit right now. Because Disney didn't realize when they bought Marvel and Star Wars that this isn't Disney. Disney now owns it, and they didn't play to those brands. They just Disneyed those brands. Disney was such a strong, fantastic brand for children, and they applied that shit to stuff that is not that. Like you have to, it's like when a new manager comes on the job and like we're just going to 100% change everything right now and do it my way. Like learn your fucking surroundings first. Like get a gauge on your audience. Like judge the room. Dark Nick.
It's side note. You guys got any snow? I got a bunch of snow today.
What's that code
What's
for?
snow?
What is
Snow.
that code for?
What is that?
Yeah, it's snowing.
Yeah, it's preventing me from going to get my comics today. I think.
Have a
You
combo.
know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Snow combo.
It's the TikTok. Yo,
I
bro.
mean, I see snow up in the mountains, but I mean, I don't.
Didn't you guys get snow in Cali last
Sure,
week?
in the mountains and some of the other places too. I mean,
No, that was Miami that got a bunch of snow.
I
recently.
don't. Where I'm at, no.
Telling you, man, all these weather anomalies.
We have some rain right now. That's about it.
It's a
I
flash
blame
bomb.
Sean Connery.
But I'm in
Our
the
weather-
rain shadow because, like, even just like a few miles north, somebody was complaining about this torrential hail they were having and stuff. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. It was lightly drizzling.
Like, since I got that, that's not a problem.
Yeah, we're in the rain shadow of the coastal mountains where I'm at, so we get very little precipitation in comparison to some of the other
Nice.
parts of the bay.
Yeah.
Mild weather. That's why it costs $1 billion to own a shack.
You got yuck today. I call this yuck. When it's light snow with rain mixed in, it's yuck.
But the worst part is I have a hound dog who thinks it's the Wicked Witch of the West, so doesn't want to go outside when it's raining. It's like my wife is going out there literally with an golf umbrella to hold over the dog while the dog does his business.
I 100% agree, Michael. And that's like I think like somewhere along the way, like these bigger corporations forgot it's okay to make stuff that's not for everyone. Find your fan base, play to your fan base, and then manage your property to fit your fan base. Don't overextend trying to get too big of a reach and all this and that. Just keep it where it's supposed to be.
What is going on with them? Weren't they gonna? Are they still working on that second?
Yeah, they started. They greenlit it after the movie had came out, so they're working on it now.
They're working on a video game right now. Is their main focus? There's a big. It's supposed to be.
I don't think that the director of the movie is worried about a video game.
No, that's the main franchise is what's happening right now, being produced right now. It's supposed to be a huge game. So
yeah, the book Lady F is a lot. It goes into a whole bunch of the lore.
See, I never read any. I was gonna say I never. Sorry, I'm tired. Go ahead, Tyler.
Kind of what Michael was just saying. Nick had just done a breakdown of what the first issue of Watchmen on his channel, and it goes into at the end that backstory stuff, and it's not for. I would say it's not for everyone, but it does such a good job laying the groundwork of the universe.
I was saying I never read any of the Lord of the Rings books at all, and that's one of my favorite franchises. I had no idea going into it, and those movies did a really good job kind of explaining everything that's going on and stuff.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
Let's hear it, Izzy. Let's hear it. I'm going to raffle a 9.4 sign Something is Killing Children #1 for $10 a slot. Only 30 slots. First dibs and discounts for YouTube channel members.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I did just buy my first ever slab off eBay, so now I'm going down that rabbit hole.
Oh, shit.
It's all over with now. Game over.
Yeah. What slab?
It was a Spawn #1.
So nothing good.
Yeah, nothing crazy or anything.
Did you get a 9.4 or 9.4?
Yeah. It was a 9.4. I wanted to save some money.
Nice, man.
I assume you weren't.
Check this out tomorrow on Only Slabs, where I'll be raffling this off.
Oh, nice. Let's go. Raffle slabs. Raffle slabs.
Raffle on Only
Rob, don't worry. I'm not going to turn your show into a commercial. Rob.
He's gonna talk his shit.
Only raffles.
That's what I said, man. Do it.
Every slab that Nick shows that he's going to end with.
Link in the bio.
And
Link in the bio.
He goes like this. He goes here, and then.
I think I've actually crafted a pretty good story that connects to my first episode of Only Slabs.
I'm excited.
Pretty good. So let's take
Facts.
a survey here.
Big shout out to Cole.
I have to get my son and I have to be out of the house for 4 hours tomorrow. I was thinking a movie, Cocaine Bear or 65. Which one would you go
Cocaine
see?
Bear.
Cocaine Shark.
How
Cocaine
old's your
Shark.
kid?
Actually, it's his birthday today. He's 20.
I would do 65 either way, unless
Cocaine Bear was
I'd
fun as
probably say
hell.
65.
Fun. If you want fun movie, I watched Cocaine Bear last night. It was so fun. Eight or 9 out of 10. Yeah. Plot was decent. Acting was good. Ray Liotta killed it, and the bear was fun. It was a fun movie.
Speaking of Cocaine Bear,
and DJ Link is in the building. Say Cocaine Bear and he appears.
Yes,
morning.
I gotta say it
Okay,
3
We
times.
got,
man.
we got
60.
one. We got one for 65. We got one for Cocaine Bear. We got 28 in the chat. Sound off.
I mean, I'm seeing
Which in
three.
his son with.
I'd say
good.
either one's a good movie. I just seen Cocaine Bear and it was fun.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Digger
we're
said
gonna
that.
go with the curveball. Lady F coming in with a curveball. Take him to the strip club.
He's only 20.
Yeah, I don't think he can get in just
Take him
yet.
to an all-male strip club. That way he can still have the Cocaine Bear experience.
And I went to
Wow.
my first one when I was
I tell you, it's so funny as you say that. It's like I get the mail came in the other day, and then there was a letter or something from Southwest Airlines for my son, and so I open up to see what it is. 'Cause he's not obviously he's away at college. See if it's just junk mail or whatever, and it turns out they're giving him some free drink tickets. And my first thought in my head was like, oh. My God, they sent him vouchers for free alcoholic drinks and they're serving a minor and stuff. And then I remembered, wait a second, my son is 21 now, so I guess.
Yeah, see, I got one more year and then he's 21.
Yeah,
If
he
you
was home
go-
for his 21st birthday. We were having dinner and said, hey, you want to try? We let him have. He'd get to try alcohol at home with us, and he was not a fan. And I was giving him good
Yeah.
wine. No, he was not a fan, so he didn't want to try whiskey after his wine experience. He's like, why the fuck?
what a whiner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Better be a whiner than a wino, I suppose.
That is true. 65 comes out this weekend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It does.
It's out.
Yeah, it's out.
Oh,
Right.
shit. I didn't know that.
There you go.
Bora Bora
Johnny
said
Boy
that
says-
he heard it's a good streaming movie, but that was kind of my mindset was kind of the opposite with Cocaine Bear or 65.
Didn't look
with
like it.
65 having big dinosaurs and big action
Right.
scenes. My mind thinks like that's like the theater experience, and Cocaine Bear being more like comedy and outrageous. That seems like something that you could.
Cocaine Bear is definitely watch clips on your phone while taking a shit throughout the week.
Johnny Boys do
was
a
fun as hell.
do a bump before seeing Cocaine Bear.
I thought that was what Regal was passing out if you went on premiere night.
That's right. You want butter with your popcorn? No, I'll take
It's
I'll
the
take a bump.
AMC theater
He said
had the collector's edition bump.
Oh, you're a popcorn. You got that
All
popcorn
right,
tray.
I'm leaning
Got a little
towards
mirror on there.
Cocaine Bear then.
No, I want to see. I didn't know 65 was out. I'll probably see that. Yeah,
I'd say flip a coin, man. They're both probably good movies. 65 is going to be fun too.
Yeah.
Just be an OG and see them both.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
sneak
you go.
into watch
Yeah, I'll
Cocaine
ask
Bear
my
and
son
sneak
to
into
join
the
me.
other
You need
theater.
4 hours, Jim. You need 4 hours. That's 2 flicks, right? So there you go. Problem solved.
Sneak
I mean,
into the theater.
he's 20. I don't know. He might like Cocaine Bear a little too much. So
Get some ideas.
yeah, it's like thanks,
20
Dad.
24. I would
right?
have loved Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
Christian.
Wow, I'm excited now for to go see the 65. I didn't know it came out.
Nice.
I did watch the
And
clip
then
of
Ricky
that.
Mel
And
Brooks are
it
two of my
looked good.
faves.
Hey, speaking of which, did anybody
You
see
see-
Creed 3 or the history
I
of
have
the
not
world?
seen it yet.
I heard it's really good.
Yo, I started watching the History of the World Part 2. I shut it off in the first 20 minutes. It was complete garbage.
You got 20 minutes into it.
Wow.
I fell asleep 2 minutes into it.
I got 15-ish, 20
Okay,
minutes.
good.
In.
So
I
it's not
turned it off.
it's not only me. It
I've
was
watched it 4
terrible.
times.
I couldn't watch it.
Tyler, you watched it 4 times?
Oh God, so good.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just wonder how bad Tyler has to look for him to keep his camera off for this amount of time.
He's
I
dog. He's
I
dog
just woke
sitting.
up through headset on.
Yeah, I'm not on
I don't
camera.
care.
You're just there. You go.
That's better. Can you just
Never
leave it
looked-
like that, please?
My
Never
ceiling.
looked better in his life.
Hey, POV. Is that the reverse cowgirl POV?
Mhm.
Oh, it's,
Not
it's
a
too,
true comment. You stayed
You know,
up sniffing off your fave slab.
Can I just say,
it's too early
and
for
this is just me. I don't know if anyone else feels this way. You know, I know these Instagram chats already have a lot of freaking. Hey, I got this video. I got this. Check out this. Check out this. But do we have to be posting the fucking shorts?
Spaceball.
I don't. I only post my my live when I go live, so
I mean, I'm looking,
people
I got
can come hang out with me.
27 different chats, and they all got people now posting different. You know, people posting. Oh, check out my shorts.
I do that.
Do you want
I
a
don't
new
post
chat
shorts.
for
I don't
shorts?
post shorts.
No, I don't need to have.
We
people
can do
post.
another
You know what? I
chat.
subscribe to channels,
For just
man.
shorts.
I don't need people to tell me. I don't mind like live. Hey, you're going live with this? Great. Remind me that
I'll
I'm
make a
going live.
new one. Rob's
Right.
Fat Stacks of Shorts. Everyone.
I just don't need people. I don't know. To me, it just seems like it's getting excessive with the posting.
I agree, Rob.
Check out the short.
agree,
Check out
Rob.
my short. Check out
Rob,
my
you
short.
should start handling all the chats, despite if it's one you started on.
Look, I'm
Handle
just
all
one.
of them the same
I have
way.
a
Hey,
fat.
can we
I'm a
keep
fat
this?
man with a fat opinion, and obviously, it's not always the
I
right
love
opinion.
watching Rob get on to other grown men
Rob's-
and women about the way that they conduct themselves.
Rob's ideal chat is hello, good morning, how are you? Awesome, California, barbecue.
I get it. You know what? If I don't like it, I could just I could not read the chats, or I could just leave the chat.
Don't leave.
Yeah,
But-
don't leave you. I need
but I
your
don't know.
guidance.
Then we'd have to DM you directly. I mean,
Yeah.
Don't
Rob,
give
check
me-
out my short.
Drac, would you please stop tagging me in every goddamn fucking post you do?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't mind people posting anything at all in the chat for their stuff because, like, a lot of times, I don't. That's like where I see stuff. Like, I don't see it on YouTube's end because stuff gets pushed back so quick or notifications are so late. But what I absolutely hate, and I'm not asking anyone to stop, but I hate getting tagged in stuff.
I'm tagging you in
It's
every
not
single
related.
thing
It's
from
not
now on.
related to me
Same.
whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, I there's actually a couple people that I have actually now blocked from sending me stuff because they
I've only
DM
done that
me
with one
freaking
person.
links to certain auctions or other things all the time. And it's like, oh, dude, I don't know. I have no interest in this, man.
I just
Stop
don't
it.
like getting
I've asked
tagged.
you to stop sending it, and you still keep sending it. Now you're on the block list because
I don't
I
like getting
asked you
tagged because
specifically.
It notifies me every time that someone leaves a comment or likes it, and like, dude, why do I need to know if that person's commenting on that person's shit? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
need to
well, you
know
have to go in and you can go
I
into
do.
the tag and untag yourself, but it's a hassle. And that's
I do, but see, here's the thing: like, I just put up that 2K video, right? So people are like, people are sharing online, like that.
Right.
And I'm trying to pay attention to that, and all these
Right.
people that tag me in their fucking posts. Now I'm seeing what's happening on their posts, and it's pushing down all the people that a lot of people posting aren't people I'm following, especially this new account. So I'm not there. It's not going straight into my DMs and stuff, and it's not even going into the requests. So I'm trying to like be very like watchful so I don't miss anybody. And I'm getting like Joe just commented on Brandon's post. Like, I don't give a fuck.
everyone comment.
Joe
on
commented?
Ethan's post. So
Joe commented on Brandon's post.
He did. And
Awesome. What did he say?
Then Susan commented, "Cool." Fire
Oh, that's
emoji.
classic Susan, man. Classic Susan.
Susan, I swear to God, Susan.
Cool as fuck.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Oh man, vintage Susan. So cool.
Jorts are animated shorts, but you got to be wearing denim. All the cool kids are doing it.
Susan wouldn't have said that.
I have a drawer full of jorts, but I still continue to wear my cargos instead.
So all I'm getting is that Cocaine Bear is good. And
It is good.
DMs is annoying. Yeah, I don't mind like once in a
I don't
while,
know if-
especially if someone like worked hard on something
Has-
or they just did it once in a blue moon and they're trying to like get that traction. I don't mind, but like Rob said, when people are doing like a regular scheduled posting and regularly tagging all the same people, and it's just they're just spamming you. You know, you don't
Yeah.
communicate or talk to them. They're not like in your regular.
I don't know if anyone said that Cocaine Bear is good for Mr. Time. Everyone said it's
good.
fun.
It's good. Yeah, I'd say it's fun. I'd say the plot line's there. I like if don't go into it expecting, a plot line, but it's there. The acting's good. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, tag me and your two friends. There you go, Freaky.
I always share my StreamYard stuff. That's the only thing I share. That way, if people want to hop in and hang out with me,
hey, share your live, or hey, I'm about to go live, and you want to watch. That's fine, because you know what, I subscribe to Watch House, but I don't do notifications on everybody, or even for some reason I don't know. It's hard to believe.
Brian uses Pocket app, and you can take it's like an extension of YouTube, and I have like all my favorite channels, like my main dudes. I have all of them highlighted, so I never miss any of like my main group of homies channels, and that's what I watch all my YouTube through.
You'll hear people mention about it a lot, how like the notification for system, like whether it's just not great or whether it gets bogged down the more that you subscribe to, it is bad. And despite like IG communications being what they are, and that's the kind of go-to place, I still am primarily on YouTube. So I appreciate, and anybody that's in any of the chats that I have, post as much as you want in there, every little thing in there, because that's where I'll see it. And then even then I'll go back and that's where I'll get reminded about it, because so much is happening. There's so many awesome things to watch on YouTube and so many great people doing so much stuff. That's the only way for me to get actual notifications from those people that are in like the circle of people I hang out with on the regular. So I encourage everyone to, especially in Rob's DM, send all.
I just took a picture of my beautiful stack of pancakes, or flapjacks as Rob called them, and I'm posting them to Instagram, and I am tagging Mark.
Tag me, bro. Tag me.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
I don't mind getting tagged on Instagram because my Instagram game is so weak and it's my social media. So if you if you tag me, I'm gonna see it.
It's really like more like Rob said, like people that like I'm friends with frequent. Like it's not the same. But it's when these strangers are just on like a regular scheduled basis trying to just focus on.
I get those, and you get it like straight to your DMs and shit.
Like, it seems so wasteful. If you're running like Rob using, like, here's a sale going on, check it out. Not interested, bro. Here's a sale going on, check it out. Not interested, bro. Dude, why are you wasting a tag? Like, you're horrible at selling shit. If your goal is to bring sellers over and you know that I'm not coming, why are you continuing to waste a tag on me and losing out on an actual?
Or worse, when I say, hey, you know what, I really appreciate you thinking of me. Please, but I'm not interested. Please do not send me any future of this. All right, fuck you. You're blocked.
Are you talking about Silverback Graphics?
Yeah. I wondered the same thing.
Among others.
Oops. Sorry for naming names.
It was psychic. I was thinking that same thing. I wonder if he's talking about that dude.
No, you're not.
No, but hey, you know what? It's like I'll promote something every once in a while too. I just don't need to promote via every single chat, every single thing that I do.
Yeah, I think the tag etiquette is you can tag people that are directly involved with whatever you're doing.
Oh yeah, from a tagging perspective, I'm saying just even like posting the group chat. So it's like,
but when you do tag them on IG, so let's say this post I'm going to tag, you have to say tag as you're doing.
I will say there is an exception to what I just said about posting every single thing I do in the group chat. If it is your group chat that you own, for example, Mark's Legion of Comics group chat. That's his channel members.
Post.
Tag.
Mark is free and clear to post anything and any fucking
in
thing as
those.
often as he wants
Yeah.
because it's his. He should do. And now there's apparently, there's a broad. I just got tagged in somebody's thing. Broadcast channels now that allows you basically to do a one-to-many, where it's like a chat except it's one-way chat. So like Mark could create a Legion of Comics broadcast channel, invite all these people to it, they can get accepted to it, and basically it allows Mark to talk to them or make posts to those people who follow him or are part of that channel, but they have no way to interact back, so you don't get all the fucking.
Sounds like communism to me.
No, it sounds great to me. You could post something and not get a trillion freaking memes
Is that on Instagram?
that hide the actual post of details to somebody
No.
who doesn't get to look at it instantaneously and comes back 20 minutes later and doesn't know what was going on because there's been 700 memes by people who don't work.
Tag that boy.
Brian had to say that in his chat. Stop spamming.
I'm famous for it in the Zeros Con chat.
Like you just have to know your audience.
Chat.
Like I already know, like with the chat that Rob sets up, whether it be for back when he was doing Sidekick Talk Comics, you would be in a pre-chat leading up to that show in case you need to communicate or context on the show. That chat is for that. The Heroes Con chat for all of us to organize and plan for that. That's for organizing and planning for an event. So that's, there's like my group chats. I tell everyone in it, please share whatever you want in here, because for one thing, momentum matters with some of the stuff that content creators are doing. So if you're doing a short specifically, when you post that short, and if other people will get to it pretty quick and hit the thumbs up, and like Durs has pointed out countless times, leave a comment, it pushes it. And that's when your shorts matters. When you first post them, they push then, or either they go stagnant. So I get that things like that matter. So I encourage people to post in those chats. And especially if I see a short, I hit it as quick as I can, because I know that about doing it for myself too. And those things have added so much reach to the channel and brought a lot of people in. Like I've got new channel members that have come over and been hanging out in lives and stuff. Now they found the channel through the shorts that the standard YouTube algorithm doesn't push the videos in that kind of reach,
I'll never make my own private group chat just because there's so many. Like I like being in your guys's, and I don't want to have 15 group chats for everybody when they get memberships and stuff like that.
I would never join it anyway.
I appreciate you, but I'm just.
That's why I don't have a group chat because I didn't create one.
I respect it. I like us all hanging out where we're at.
He started it.
Yeah, each their own, Marcus. But for reference,
what you're talking about, Rob.
Marcus, I don't think I've ever seen one notification to your channel, and I'm subscribed and I have notifications on.
Same.
Like the only time, like I know when you post stuff. I didn't even realize that you posted stuff so regularly because I don't get notifications. More stuff that I subscribe to never pop up.
There's a few channels like that for me too. I have to go out of my way to check.
I have to see on Instagram where you share a clip from something that you did. And then I think, I need to go over there and look at it. Then I have to bookmark it or add it to my saved. And then who knows how my days go. But if, like that, the conversation you did with Beckerman, the story time, I watched that one. And then I didn't even realize you did the one for Joe dropped till like I saw you post clips on Instagram. So, I mean, that's cool that you feel like you're not trying to annoy people, but just know, like, especially in your circle of friends or especially in the chat that you're in with me, feel free to share it. Like, it's not annoying. It's helpful.
I agree. It's not annoying because it's also a reminder like, oh shit, yeah, let me go see that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But now I know not to share stuff.
I got a couple buddies that like I just had, like Chris Loves Comics. He's a smaller channel. I tell him tag me in every one of his YouTube videos. It doesn't bother me,
No, I didn't tell him that, but he tags me in them, and I appreciate him doing that. The YouTube video thing, because what that does is it makes it a notification.
I do like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known. I'm subscribed to him too, and I don't ever get notifications until he started tagging me in them.
I use the Pocket app, man. I watch all I go on the YouTube app for my shorts, and I can just burn through everybody's shorts, leave a comment, leave everything, hit you with that algorithm, and then I use the Pocket app either on my desktop or on my phone, and then I have like all you guys and all my main homies at the top, so I go through all your guys' content first.
Yeah, I heard you like to burn through people's shorts.
I do, man. I do. I always show that love, bro.
That was me, Nick. That was me.
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Tag. I just tagged somebody else.
Let's go.
TJ says tag.
I need a tag shirt for Heroes Con now.
And then we'll just get two. Like you wear that, and then we
Pass
can
it
trade it
around.
off. Yeah, pass it around.
Everyone just get a shirt that says Comic Community, and then you're it.
Yeah.
2 tag shirts and 1 influencer shirt.
Hey, Remy Q Studios.
What's going on, baby?
Make
Yo,
sure you go to
yo, yo.
DJLinks.shop and grab that super limited edition Remy Q Studios t-shirt.
Yeah,
Is that almost sold out?
There's like there's 2 or 3 left.
It's back for a limited time by popular demand.
Like, you ever see those stores that it constantly has a going out of business sign sale in the window?
By me, that's
We're
been
going
going
out of
out of business for the last 5 years.
Yeah, that's the Remy Q shirt.
Everything
so.
must go.
It's going out of business. It's under new management. It's
We lost
everything.
we lost our
We lost our lease. Yeah,
going out of business, and it's been for 5 years, and they're still going.
It's the Zohan. In the Zohan, they do that.
Yeah.
I saw a
Remember
couple of videos about those stores on YouTube, Rob. I'll
there
send
you
them
go.
to the chat.
Here's what I'm wearing. Friday at Heroes Con,
Good for you, Nick. I got one of those too.
Saturday at Heroes Con,
Oh, nice.
Sunday at Heroes Con.
Nice. I got a all over anime Dragon Ball Z shirt I'm rocking, and then I'm gonna pick up some community shirts.
The yellow shirt was a bold choice there, Nick. I mean,
It's Indiana corn color. It's not
I
yellow.
can't wear yellow. I'll sweat through it.
Why do you sweat so much?
I'm a grown ass man. I don't know.
What does that have to do with your glands?
I don't
what
know,
does it
man.
mean to the rest of us.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anxiety, maybe anxiety contributes to it. But man, dude, I can't wear white. I'll ruin a white T-shirt, bro.
Dude, he's burning through people's shorts. You know how hot that is?
I'm fucking ready to rock.
Lord.
Well, there you are.
Shout out
Yeah, I
to
think I
actual
tagged
Dracula.
Mark a couple of times, but it was on stuff that we were talking about anyway. I think it was like a comic that I'd read, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I just was like, "Look at this picture. Look at
Yeah, if
this."
you're tagging me to have a conversation, I fully encourage that. I love talking about comics and stuff.
I tagged Mark when I said, "Go check out this week's Only Slabs with Legion of Comics," and I tagged him.
Yeah, I mean,
And Mark was
I
like,
agree with what you-
"Motherfucker!"
In all fairness, Rob, you explode all the chats with Only Slabs exactly 30 minutes before Only Slabs.
With it very
Like,
close.
Oh, got him.
I didn't say I don't do it. I say I do, and I said I do it. I usually do it only like for. I try to reserve it usually just for like live.
Saturdays and
We're going
Mondays.
live,
The
right.
defense rests.
and I have no problem with people doing that. I said early on too. I don't mind people tag. Hey, we're going to go live, or we're going live with this. Those ones are great. The lives are like important right then. They're immediate. There's a need for it to be because yeah, you can watch it in the rewind, but it's not the same,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, agreed.
Whereas
That's how I.
that's just how I view it. But you know what? I'm just one dude. I could be wrong.
It's tough
I
for
don't
me to
think
go back
so,
on a live.
but I've been told by my wife often that I'm wrong. So apparently, it's an opinion
She
that can
was
be had by
mistaken.
others.
Yeah, she was mistaken.
Well, I'm sure she was, but you know, who knows? I wouldn't say that to her though.
It's hard for me to go back and watch a live if it's like 2 or 3 hours. I don't have that time to watch a live I miss. So I always
You know
make
who
it.
watches old lives in my house? My dog. When I leave the house, I put on YouTube with some old live. Actually, my dog has watched the Comics Curing Cancer auction so many times.
That's awesome.
Because it's a 6-hour video of me on screen talking, and
He
the
loves
dog
it.
sits there on the couch
Loves
and watches. There's the boss man sitting
Rob,
right
did we
there.
really go for 6 hours?
Yeah, the auction. Yeah,
Yeah, on
No,
Sunday.
not to mention every other thing through the week we were doing. But
but I just put on that one video. It goes.
That-
It's a nice long video.
Dude, we got it in, didn't we?
That's
6
called
hours.
that's called doing this thing, that tantric stream.
Mhm.
I do. If people need watch hours, that's what I'll do. I'll throw on their channel and go to bed and just let it play.
Yeah, I've done that farming with people, like open multiple tabs and just have it all playing with the computer on mute.
If someone
I
needs
have
watch
I have
hours,
a
I encourage
monitor.
them to make more content.
I actually have a little Xfinity sent, or my cable company sent me this free streaming box, and it has a YouTube app on it. It's just connected to an extra monitor here on the side. So sometimes I have it on and I'm actually watching TV. Sometimes it's just playing the videos for different people that I want to see, and so I see a lot of stuff that I don't comment on because I have no ability to comment with that, and I'm usually it's like while I'm working, and so it's like I'm half paying attention to it and half not, but it's kind of background noise type thing.
Watch hours is fine for me, man.
And and that's it. And I try to hit the thumbs up button. I can do that at least. But yeah, I mean, and there's been times I'll have it running nonstop overnight. I've had my own stuff back in the early days, but now, I'm in a position where I don't need to run my own shit to get my.
I don't think people need to really concern themselves too much with watch hours. If you're,
I don't.
No, just stay with me, Durs. I'm not. It's not a shot. If you're pushing for the two YouTube concrete milestones, 1K and the 4,000 watch hours, they set that because they go tandem with each other. If you are consistently putting out content and you're steadily building in like a positive direction your channel with subscribers and stuff, what you'll see magically happens at about between 700 and 800, your watch hours go up with your sub count, and you'll see like there'll be a quick progression naturally that happens. You'll be like, oh, my subs are going up, but my watch hours aren't. Well, it hits a teeter point where they do, because that's what happens when a channel grows. More people are watching it.
Yes.
And
that's what I'm seeing right now a little bit, like, as I'm getting closer to 700 and now doing my weekly lives and stuff.
Yeah, the shorts are a different story. If all you do is, well, I don't know, those generate tons of great.
Well, you got to get 10 million. You got to get 10 million in 90 days for your shorts.
Well, that's only if you're monetizing, if you're only doing shorts content. But because shorts generate a lot of subscribers, and I haven't really looked at the correlation because it's been a while since I watched it like that or looked at it. But yeah, if you were just putting out like regular content and stuff for the platform, you'll see that like your subs will outrun your hours, and then your hours will magically just run.
That's where I'm at right now. That's my hours are starting to catch up.
I like the shorts format, not just.
I love them. They're fun.
Yeah, I like
really
doing
fun.
it from a creative perspective. It gives me more freedom to go crazy with the editing.
I wish more people would look at it like that, DJ. That's what I try and preach on people.
Yo, I never knew how cool they were. Dude, I saw a $520 Funko Pop because of
dude, I had Funko Pops that are worth like $3,000-$4,000 when I sold them.
This is how much it cost from the store to buy it, not at secondary market. That's
I've seen a $10,000 pop in a store before.
Yeah. So
on day of release.
Day of release, no.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the secondary price.
So the only way it would ever be that expensive on a day of release is if it was like the Stan Lee like 12 of 12 made autographed one.
But this shit wasn't that.
Then that store is doing bad business.
So what Mark is talking about is so for the channel members yesterday, I put up the Big Pun statue that I got, or deluxe designer toy, and it was $520.
That's not a Funko. Designer toys all day is that's 100%. That's 100%. Sorry, I'm tired, bro. This is the first time I'm hanging out this early with you guys.
What if your content sucks?
Are you asking for advice?
Yeah.
Well, Kyle, just so you know, to get the watch hours, you have to leave your content up so people can see it.
Vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah, vinyl.
When you said vinyl, I made the comparison in his
right.
Yeah, so
I hate on designer toys though. I do not like designer toys. I think they're cool, but but to charge that price for that, I understand it's limited and exclusive.
They called it a statue though.
Yeah.
No, so they didn't call it a statue. I fucked up. I thought it was a statue, and I saw it at New York Comic Con. Obviously, we weren't allowed to touch it, and I met the guy, blah blah, that designed it, and for some reason, in pre-ordering it, I didn't pick up where it said deluxe designer toy. In my mind, it was just a statue. So it is a vinyl piece. It's officially licensed. The only reason I got it, because I'm with you, Durs, I'm not a fan of like designer toys. It was only because it was Big Pun, and I'm a huge hip hop guy.
Okay.
So I got my little, my little musician kind of like statues and toys and stuff like that. But Had I known that, yo, for $520,
Dude, that's where the money is. I've watched somebody in New York or something. They held like a designer toy. It was like a designer toy con. It was just the entire con was just designer toys. And I was watching them go through it, and they're selling pieces, and they're straight telling them they're like, "Hey, we made this for $20." Yeah, they made it for $20. It's crazy.
That's where DJ got his from.
Remy Q, one of these days, Remy Q to the moon.
What is the difference, or what defines a designer toy? You know, from
so basically the uniqueness and the limited availability of it.
Yeah. So for this,
and they're
one,
never
So forced rarity.
Basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you have to wait for consent.
Yeah, so for this one, it was only 300 pieces, and it didn't sell out. By the way, there's a spot. There's a spot. Yeah, there's a spot in the city called Tokyo Toy, and in there, they have all designer toys, and it'll be like a bear brick for like $5,000, like a 3-foot high bear brick for like $5,000. Crazy stuff. They have these Ninja Turtle ones that are like 2 feet for like $2,000. It's insane.
Designer toy collectors are probably looking at us and buying our comics at crazy prices, and they probably think we're insane. So,
right, everybody has their own thing
for sure.
So,
I just don't understand it enough. I'm not in that culture enough.
I look at the books I own and I buy, and I do think I'm insane. But
Yeah. I'm looking to get something. I haven't bought a big book in a minute. I'm looking to get something at King Khan happening March 25th and 26th.
Nice.
There you go. Plug away.
I will say that I got a big book, and you can see it on Monday.
I'm excited
on my comic haul.
I've already seen it.
Actually, there was more than one big book, but there was one that was really big.
Nice.
And then there were some other ones, so it was banger fest.
The show looked really nice.
All right.
Where's DJ? Where's King Kong?
King Kong is happening in New Jersey, March 25th and 26th in Iceland, New Jersey, at the APA Hotel.
You should be sure to tag it.
Shit! I bought a.
Are you gonna get footage?
Iceland.
Am I gonna get footage? I'm gonna try to get footage. Yeah. So
cool.
I'm gonna try to get footage. I'm gonna be there. I'm one of the sponsors, so I'll be there early on Saturday. So I want to try to get footage of people like coming in and
set up and stuff like that. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get footage more so from like to use for like a professional kind of marketing thing.
Makes sense for sure.
Yeah, as opposed to just grabbing like con footage. Like that con footage for myself, I'll probably get on Sunday.
Hey DJ.
Hey Remy.
Hey, I'm driving. I wasn't able to write that down. Is there any way you can create a short and tag me on it so I can look it up later?
Of King Kong?
Yeah. I want to get all that.
Yeah.
Tag me on it.
Hey, might as well just tag everybody, honestly, man.
I got you. I'm about to do that right now.
All right.
I mean, I'm literally doing that right now.
I gotta change my flight.
You booked for, instead of going to Iceland, New Jersey, you actually booked for Iceland, right?
Yeah, correct.
That happened to me last year, man. It fucking sucks. I wish somebody tagged me on the post so I knew the actual address.
Exactly, dude. If we would have been sharing it out, that problem would have been made.
Oh Lord.
I heard Iceland's really nice this time of year, though.
Actually, it's not too bad. Yeah.
I think it's better than New Jersey.
Probably. Oh, yeah, facts. Facts.
Jesus Christ, Remy Q.
There you go.
I'd rather be in Jersey than Ohio, man. Honestly, sucks here.
Remy, have you figured out what car you're gonna get?
No, not yet.
Hey, so I'm from Los Angeles. There's like these water coming from the sky. I don't know what to do about it.
It's acid rain from Ohio.
Okay.
Stay indoors.
From the sky. Kyle, I have to ask.
Dude, there's fucking wipers on this car. Cool.
Kyle, I have to ask, just because I see it in your eyes. You have like this demented look. Is there anyone in the trunk?
You wanted the trunk.
There isn't a trunk in this car. It's
What I really like is actually
sports SUV.
Shit,
I'm going to soccer practice right now.
Chopped up in the back
Kyle's
seat.
driving with headset on, which is illegal in the state of California. So I always
because it inhibits your ability to
hear emergency vehicles.
Yeah, or the cop that's been following me for like 5 miles.
He's got his lights on. Why don't you just go around, you idiot?
Gentlemen,
He's being really fucking annoying.
I have to peace out. I will catch you guys later on in the mix tonight at 9 p.m. Enjoy your day, gentlemen. Tag to your heart's delight. Shorts, whatever you want. Just do it all. Because who am I? I'm just a moderately obese guy with a moderately obese opinion. Take care, guys.
Bye, see you later, DJ. Later, bro.
Tag.
I was rewatching DJ on Whack Comics.
I periodically go back and watch people's old, like just a random old video long before I met them or anything. It's just like, wow, you guys have really come far.
They don't know what they were doing either, did you?
Right,
Adam's
exactly.
like,
It makes me.
Look at this. This
you
know what the hell he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's called growth. I mean,
makes me feel a lot better about myself.
Everybody has audio issues backstage, trying to sort everything out. No, you gotta do this.
I've been live on my
Rob's
show
came
talking
out
for
pretty
50 minutes
professional
and
from
not.
the rip.
I didn't think I was gonna. I was just doing it for fun, and then people started watching my stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I actually gotta put effort into this.
There's my first live. I went live at 4 a.m. my time, and my mic was muted, and I ran the entire show with a muted mic.
I was talking for 15, almost 20 minutes, and never hit the live button.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah.
At least yours wasn't recorded. You being an idiot.
Yeah. Everybody just was in my chat like, did he forget? And then everybody started messaging me on Instagram and everything and tagging me, so that it worked out.
Perfect.
Right.
Oh, someone just pulled alongside of you. You recognize him there?
Yeah.
He's looking in your window.
It's the comic Viking. He's driving in the other lane.
Race for pinks at the stoplight.
He's actually.
I'm gonna go jump in my car, Rob, and then come back on.
If it wasn't snowing, I'd run outside.
Yeah. Actually, I have to go.
So.
Oh. Doing the job. Yeah, I'm gonna jump out. I gotta go to the store before I meet my guy to wish me luck, guys. This guy has 23 acres on the eastern shore. I'm petitioning him to let me spend a weekend there and just dig.
That'd be
whenever
awesome.
I want.
Damn.
It's like, yeah. I mean, we're talking this
premium dirt.
Where I think it is. I mean, you got to remember, a lot of ships came to the coast of Maryland and Virginia in the 1700s. Yeah. I mean, I could legitimately find
and earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I could legitimately find like pirates' booty, man, like cut cobs,
sunken
pistarines. I could find some seriously good shit.
Yo, I got a map for you. If you
his maps on it.
Is it Goonies?
No, it's from this comic book I was reading called Sea of Sorrows.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him today because we're having lunch and.
Yeah. Mark
wants there was a comic book artist.
Repair your divots.
Do you repair the ground where you dig?
Do you replace your divots?
Oh yeah, I mean that's
etiquette.
It's like a tag courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's an etiquette involved there. Plus,
or
if you want to go back, you better not leave no bloody holes.
Could you imagine that? Hey, I live on your property, hunt around. Yeah, you just dig up shit. You leave all these holes all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, hey, people, trust me. People, I have been to property where I've seen that. I mean, legitimate holes in the ground, like they just didn't fill the dirt back in, and that's how you twist your ankle or whatever, especially if it's like a park.
That's also how you don't get invited back.
Correct.
What's the deepest you've ever dug?
A foot. A good foot. Yeah, solid foot. Well, I mean, the machine going a foot deep with those machines is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
If you a foot is pretty deep. Most of the stuff is anywhere between 8 to 9 inches down. If it's most of my stuff is
Being picked up.
7.
If
So
it's stuff that people
Yeah,
have
yeah.
dropped and have fallen, it's only going to be so deep, anyways. Even after
Right.
100 years of
Right.
stuff being kicked around and everything else.
Yeah.
All of my
Last-
1800s coins were like 6 to 7.
Last
Who was
question
the-
before you go. How far does your radar go down?
Foot.
About
A foot.
That's it. Oh, okay. So,
About
that makes sense.
but it's yeah. I mean it's
damn it,
yeah.
Kyle.
I didn't do
Who
it.
was the comic guy last year that got the pirate booty? There was somebody I remember reading about it on IG or something.
Well, it wasn't
Clayton
me.
Crane.
That's it.
Was he the one who stole the pirate's booty?
I think so.
yeah, it was,
100%.
it was some black, they were flying the flag.
That was a
and,
nice.
Hold on,
deep
hold on.
cut.
I got to put a mark up on the tally. Remy Q, mark. Right.
That's a +1. You get gold star for that joke.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no doubt, no doubt.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
That's multi-layered. I like it.
Kyle, be safe driving.
Have a killer
you
day.
got it,
bro.
man.
Viking, be safe driving. I'll
Never.
see y'all later.
Bye, Jim.
Later, bro.
Bye,
Take
Jim.
it easy.
Ugh. It's hitting me, man. It's like I've been up. For
Dude,
4 hours.
you've been up since like 5:30, right? Something like that.
I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning for this show.
Man,
For
I
your
didn't
time,
go
right?
to bed until 1:30.
man, I feel it, dude. I was up to like 2-3 working on that video, and then I was like, I set my alarm. I was like, I have Friday off for the first time ever. I'm getting up and hanging out with the fellas. For,
Yeah,
I never have a chance. Yeah, I never have a
Jers,
chance.
what
so.
video was it?
My
Did you
Friday
guys
no, I didn't. It's just my Friday positivity and shout outs that I do every Friday.
Positivity. You have like some spa music going while you're doing it, just like
No, but my buddy's a
welcome to
DJ.
Collecting with Durs and
No, I don't have the cold voice.
Positivity Friday. I just want to shout out some positive energy vibes out there to everybody. That your comics that you're going to read are going to be glorious and fulfilling.
Bro,
While we're at it,
I'm
let's
an
give
old
a
school
shout
hippie.
out to the promiscuous time traveler. You got to watch him when he drops his content because it won't be there for long.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I'm about to have my 20th live stream.
Do you delete them after they go up?
Yeah, because we talk like real stuff. Like one of them was focused on just like depression and anxiety, and it wasn't like people were being very vulnerable. So we kind of just all agreed that we'd just have it as like an actual event.
That one was hilarious.
I love that, Kyle. I always talk about mental
I'm
health.
gonna jump off,
whenever I
fellas.
can.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Later,
Later,
Remy. Have a
Remy.
beautiful day.
we'll miss you.
You hear me?
Have a regular day.
Only if you have a lot of fiber.
Hey, Mark, what do you think the chances of Masters Week being better for us if it just rains all week until it floods the
What do
course?
you mean? What do you mean, us, bro? I have to be outside in that,
Well,
and you know
Okay,
it's
for
going to
you.
rain. It always rains, but I have to like bathe and groom dogs and have them clean for pickup, and then like a concentrated like one pickup day where like 60 customers all drop in on the same day to pick up one or multiple pets and have limited space for them to go outside without being rained on. There's plenty of just run around freely in the rain space, but dude, that's a nightmare for me.
Are you talking about that giant putt-putt tournament going on?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
yeah.
Now, Rob, try not to get triggered. Dirge, did you see the short that I posted up yesterday? Getting some of my supplies in for Masters.
I haven't.
I'll send it directly to you, but it's just funny because I sat there and I pulled off like over 800 pounds of litter and I stacked it up. I'm like, wait a minute, this is worth like just putting things into context because like, not many places have something
looking
like
it up.
the Masters that happen and how
Did you say
concentrated-
glitter?
Yeah, glitter, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, litter with an L for the cats.
Oh, geez. Okay, I heard glitter. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
With a G.
yeah, like
I'm watching it right now.
But I have to drive in the traffic.
yeah, but the traffic's like gotten so much better. The traffic is only like that's very congested only right there on Washington Road, which is right where I work. But it's only also a certain couple hours in the morning and a couple hours in the afternoon now. Like if you go back 5 years ago, it was insane. If you go back 10 years ago, it was impossible. But now that the National has literally bought entire neighborhoods and leveled them, bought roads and moved them,
Bought a
created
public
parking.
road.
Yeah,
Bro, that's so much
purchased
cat
the
litter.
public road and moved it. They moved the road, but they've created parking spaces now. They've created actual room for the patrons that come. So that's helped out tremendously. So I go to work early in the morning, especially on Masters Week. I go even earlier, and there's not a car on the road. And then when I get off work at 6, Masters is the tournament's over for the day, and everyone's leaving. It's already kind of, I don't know if traffic just flows to and from it well. They got it figured
I'm
out.
so confused. Is it a cat show or a golf tournament?
It's the golf. It's the Masters
Okay.
tournament.
It's the busiest week of the year for a lot of businesses in Augusta. So for me,
Okay.
like I'll have over I'll be running over 160 pets that week. And like we end up having tons of like everything we have goes up to the
okay.
brim.
Do you ever
I
have
was trying
Tiger
to
Woods'
figure out
pets or
why the
anything?
work.
And it's the first full week in April every year. So I order supplies like 3-4 times a year, depending on ordering and stuff. So I just placed my Masters order last week and stuff starting to come in. And I ordered like 20 tubs of like 50-pound litter boxes.
I just saw it. Ridiculous.
Yeah, saying it's one thing, but seeing a wall of litter is a.
I have 2 cats, and that would last me for a lifetime.
That would last you 10 cats, and you don't even have the other 8 yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the smart locals, they take their pets to Mark and rent their house out for the week and go somewhere else.
Yeah, so all the people that we have are locals because that's something that's big in town. Because like we have like historic Augusta here and everything that's right by the National. It's kind of like why it was kind of put there and everything. So all these nice big ass homes and stuff, they leave town for 10 days and rent their house out to the very rich patrons that come. They will stay there and they'll have private events hosted in their houses. Also, like the Masters doesn't want the valet speaking English because they don't want them talking to the patrons that are driving up in their cars. So the valet service is from Venezuela, and the lady that rents her home to the valet service from Venezuela brings us her pets and leaves town. And then the news crews that come into town for the event, they don't stay in hotels. They stay in homes because it's nicer than hotels, and it's kind of the upper end of the experience of what people do for this. So like people who rent out to the news crews bring me their pets and leave town and stuff. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the hotels on Washington Road are usually rented by the hour. And then they charge insane amounts of money, and people pay it.
Yeah, everything goes up in Augusta during Masters. I don't upcharge for Masters Week.
Should.
I think that's bad business because if it was out of towners using my service, it would be different. These are my regulars, my locals. I'm not going to bust their heads.
I agree with upcharging for events like that if you're normally like one of the cheapest places around. Like if you're always like priding yourself on great business, you know, being cheap and stuff like that and having the best service. When events come like that, you know, do the business like that for the out-of-towners. Yeah.
Well, again, for context, this business is different than a hotel where out-of-towners are coming to it. These are my regulars and my locals coming to see me.
Yeah, right.
And I'll tell you from many years of experience, I don't need to upcharge.
Oh, yeah. If they're regulars, treat them right for sure.
He's got a limit on what his capacity is anyways. So
this is a very, very profitable business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, taking care of pets is not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone who comes is spending everyone drops off in 1 or 2 days and they don't leave for 10 days. Just a single large dog is $30 a day.
On average, how long are they normally there? Like a week or something? 10 days?
Well, over here, it's only that's about the average, Rob.
Okay.
There's like 1 or 2 that's higher, and there's the rest are about the same. Like we intentionally stay under everybody else, and they always have for years because
cheap.
We're good where we're at.
That is a good deal.
But what comes into play is our multiple pet discount is different than other places where you'll save more at other places. But we're the highest rated kennel in all of Augusta, so everyone comes to us first, anyways.
Nice.
But needless to say, I have people bringing in 5 or 6 pets. They've got like cats, dogs, guinea pigs. Their bill's going to be a couple to a few $1,000s.
Right.
Because everyone comes for a 10-day stay. Because that's the
What's
event.
what's the strangest pet that you've ever taken care of?
Pigs.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, they're not strange, but I don't think like rodents
Potbelly pigs or something.
Rodents and reptiles will never hit as strange because but
Yeah.
I have 2 semi-regular customers with spiders, which I absolutely
Spiders? You get like snakes or tarantulas or anything like that?
We get snakes once in a blue moon. I think we've only had like 1 snake since I've been there, but luckily my assistant is a reptile owner as well.
Nice.
So like we'll have bearded dragons and stuff like that. They're in Masters, but I don't have any snakes now. We get rabbits on a regular occasion, dogs, cats,
dragons,
pigs, stuff like that. A bearded dragon. We haven't gotten a winged
wyverns,
dragon yet,
wyverns.
but we get birds.
Cooper. I super believe in you, Tad Cooper.
But the pig is the funnest. Like pigs are like assumed to be dirty animals. They're not. They're cleaner than dogs.
Oh, 100%.
Durs, I'm so glad that you seem to have got that reference.
I did.
It went over my head. Was it Harry Potter?
No, there was a show called Gallivant that was a musical medieval comedy that on ABC for 2 seasons.
Surprised I got that reference.
And not a lot of people know about Gallivant, but it was funny as fuck. But at one point, there's this guy. He's been saying he's got a dragon. And he's got this like bearded, and he calls him Tad Cooper, and he's just like, "Oh, I super believe in you, Tad Cooper."
One of my friends was obsessed with that show. That's the only reason I know about it.
That show is so good. I'm sorry, man. It is an absolute riot, and especially when they're poking fun at themselves at half the the whole second season theme song was like.
I've watched a couple episodes with him.
There's this show that I started watching. It's like Musicals Gone Wrong. It's like a UK BBC like improv group, and they had a Peter Pan Goes Wrong, and it's just like it's live parody, and like they're missing their cues. Cast members are getting injured and like having to like leave the show, and then like other people.
That
are
show sounds
filling
lit.
the spot.
I like that.
It's super fun. Look at like Goes Wrong. It's free on YouTube.
Nice.
I haven't had any. What is it? Mustelids? I haven't even heard of that till today. But if they're like ferrets, then yeah.
I do not like ferrets.
We can pretty much board anything shy of a bear or an alligator.
Cocaine bear.
Yeah, that's a double no. Anything shy of stuff like that, I'm able to take care of.
Yeah, I know. The kennel we go to gets impacted. Sometimes we try to sit there and we'll reach out to sit there and say, "Hey, can we schedule a bath?" So I can't get you in for a week or something. It's like, oh shit. All right.
For me, grooming, I stay about 2 weeks booked out.
Wow.
But I like what's happened with us is like places like PetSmart that are corporate have like blanketed guidelines. Like if your dog is too matted, we can't do them. You have to take him to a vet and so that they can give him anesthesia and get him to sleep, and then they can fix your dog. So then people started going to vets regularly, and this has happened over the course of being there. Now the vets tell them, dude, we're not going to put your dog to sleep. We normally would do this, but you can take him to Suggs. They have a groomer that for some reason doesn't have a problem doing this.
PetSmart doesn't want that liability, probably. Being
corporate.
That's the
thing. Like if your dog has say your dog, like older dogs, how they get growth, like moles and stuff, and some of those will naturally they won't like be running blood, but be like,
right.
They're not allowed to mess with those. And it's a liability thing. And I get that. So I get like a bunch of the dogs that get kicked out of places or too difficult for other groomers, and some so I'm getting recommended by vets. Like we would rather you just take them to a place that's capable of doing it.
Right.
And most grooming places, they y'all, if you're in my group chats, you see some of them. Like I get project dogs.
Oh yeah, fortunately I don't have that because hounds aren't the grooming type of dog. It's just
you got to pay them.
Bath, do their nails,
clean
their ears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting a dog this year because I've never had a dog, but my
I
girlfriend
hope
has
it
2
eats your
cats.
cats. Yeah, I hope
No,
it eats
dude, I'd kill the dog. My orange cat that you see in my shorts and stuff, that's my dude. That's my best friend. He's like a dog.
Oh, you're a cat
You
person?
think
No,
you
no, no,
think
no,
it's
no.
your
I'm
best
not.
friend
I'm
until
not.
you have a dog and you
Man,
I'm
realize
not.
what
I'm
I gotta
animal,
not.
unsubscribe
Hang
from
on,
you
hang
now.
on. So
companionship is.
listen, so I'm not a cat person. My mom, because I grew up with cats. My mom had 3 cats. I hate cats, but we got this orange cat. He showed up at our house about 2 years ago, and like I said, dude, he's my best friend. I'd be
So you're a
devastated
cat person now. See?
for him, but I'm a dog person, dude. I'm dying
No.
for a dog, bro. It's killing my soul. And then we went. She wanted another cat, so we went to the vet, and I was like, all right, if you want another cat, I'm gonna pick him out.
You get
So
2 cats?
well, I picked. She's like a dwarf cat. She has one eye and her legs are.
But you have 2 cats, and you say
Yeah.
you're not a cat person. You see how that doesn't
They're my
compute.
girlfriend's cats, but like I said, the orange one's my best friend, dude.
Well, Dustin's got a question for you.
What kind of hound do you have? I have a basset hound.
Nice.
I've the only dogs I've ever owned are basset hounds since
I've
been outside of my parents' home when I was.
I want an Akita or like an Alaskan Husky or something like that.
Okay, well, I thought I wanted lots of different breeds of dogs, and then I did a bunch of research until I found the one that was actually met with my level of energy and my level and my lifestyle and stuff. I found
right.
that
I'm
basset
gonna do
hounds are
that too.
perfect for me.
I also want to. I'm big on like that. Like I said, that's why I adopted the one-eyed cat. I'm a sucker for like the outcast type of thing. So
Kyle needs to be adopted.
Yeah,
What do
for
you thought
sure.
about that?
For sure. Tag me on Instagram and shoot me a DM, man. We can work something out.
Sounds good. I do plumbing.
Nice.
And he does.
I'm the worst
semi-erotic dances too.
Nice. I'm the worst
Yes,
handyman
yes.
on the planet, so I could use a plumber, and erotic dances.
I also know how to cook.
Nice.
I'm very
got
good in the kitchen.
I'm great at cooking, man. I've
Okay,
got that
cool.
covered.
That's fine.
So
I could do sous chef.
Nice. We'll balance off each other. I got a spare room I'm sitting in. You can sleep in the comic room.
I like how my staff hops onto the live stream to ask me work questions.
Showing that support. Make sure she likes and subscribes and all that. Oh, she's a channel member.
It's not a customer. It's my staff. It's trying to book just as we were talking about it, book one of my grooms.
But shout out to your staff for
You're
being
not even
channel
supposed
members.
to be there today, right?
I'm always there. That's why I said Heroes Con works, because in an emergency I can always get right back.
How far do you live from Heroes?
About 2.5 to 3.
Nice, not bad.
Like that's not any difference in
close
being in.
enough.
If I'm in town and I have like the kids with me and the wife's at work and I'm out, it might take me like a little bit to get them somewhere and get to work if I need to be there.
Traffic and stuff like that.
Mark, I do, Taylor.
I never confirmed with you, but you'll be my shipping guru, right? So like, if I buy a bunch of stuff and I need some stuff shipped, I can hand it you. You'll take it home and I can pick.
Oh, you're flying home, yeah. That's no problem, yeah.
Although I could just bring an extra. I might not need you because I do have the ability to check baggage and stuff, but.
It's a good thing about comics is they don't take up very much room.
Well, if you protect them. So,
yeah.
So my problem. So usually I'll travel with a certain number of boxes for raws and stuff, but those then take up more space than you pack, so you have to plan ahead for that. And then even still, at the end of the day, if you start getting a bunch of stuff, depending on what you pick up, you can run out of capacity.
I would think you could maybe carry on some of that. Maybe your slabs and stuff like that.
When I did C2E2, I had a whole duffel bag that ended up being filled with nothing but boxes of books and stuff that I hand carried, and it was heavy though carrying that shit through the airports. Fortunately, this time I don't have a connecting flight. I'm doing direct flights on this one, and because I'm traveling first class, I get bags to check. So
nice.
But do I want my comics being handled by
right?
So I've seen Nerdy Girl did a thing where she showed one time she had found a hard case piece of luggage roller bag that fit a short box. It had the capacity to hold a short box, and so she would just take, and she could load up books or whatever into a short box, and then just put the whole short box inside of a hard-sided roller bag to carry it, to take it and check it or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope.
Coming from the glass community, like water pipes and pipes like that, working in that industry for so long. Yeah, like water pipes and pipes.
That glass blowing competition on Netflix or something.
Yeah, I've watched that stuff.
Super cool.
My buddy is a glass blower and everything, but they didn't pay enough, so I got out of all that. So
Tyler.
So, but they have.
Tyler's all about the glass blowing.
there's these big like cases, and they have like the foam in them, and you just rip out the pieces of foam, and then you can mold any shape you want in it, basically like a gun case or anything like that.
Right.
And we always use those for glass shows, and I think that would be really good for comics.
Yeah, you get anvil cases. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I actually have a slab with me. You want to see it?
Yeah, while you're driving.
Yeah. So, I'm not used to slabs, but can you see it?
I saw the
9/8 signature, and then at the bottom there's a little note and a remark. It's from this dude from Turkey.
Which book is that?
Say?
It says, to my friends Max and Remy.
Oh.
Who the hell is Max and Remy?
I don't know.
Max Comics, right?
No, yeah,
Remy
it's Max Comics. And no. Remy, his name's Robot Monster Island, RMI, Remy. Yeah, so I've never had a slab, but I'm taking it to them right now.
I have to go to Romania.
Question for
You've
Tom
never had a
Crawford.
slab?
All Icelandian?
No.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Bye,
right.
Rob.
Bye.
I was trying to audition for Slab Hub, and then he left.
You have failed.
Oh, what you got, Nick? You got some food for us?
Yeah, come by and get it.
Oh, sweet,
That
bro.
would be
I'm
kind of
on
a
my
funny
way.
episode. Show 30 slabs while you're driving.
Yeah, bro.
Scott
Only-
Frescal usually gets paid to handle slabs between takes.
I don't think I've ever seen Kyle in a car. This is like his most conventional
Between
method of
takes?
travel I've seen.
Well,
I'm pretty
it's
sure he doesn't
raining. I can't rollerblade in the rain.
Yeah, you can.
Taylor asked, was
It,
that
it
Gorkum
fucks my
Demir?
bearings.
Taylor asked, was it Gorkum Demir?
Yeah.
It's traffic.
Dude, I'm in LA traffic in the rain.
Yeah, fuck that.
The GPS keeps telling me to take these surface streets because the freeways are just so screwed.
Yeah, he's living his best life. He's living his best life. Yes, he did.
I definitely want to leave California. Things are expensive here. Gas is up to $5 a gallon again.
Yuck.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's $3.19 in Ohio.
Oh, come on. The cheapy gas is
That's
like
the reason you wanna-
$4.50.
Did you see out there?
No. Just like everything's expensive.
You can move to Elon Town here in Texas.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'd rather pay for expensive stuff than live where I am. It sucks here.
Because of the acid rain?
Nah, dude. It's just it's Ohio. It's for me dude. There's 3-4 inches of snow on the ground, and it's the middle of March. Like it's depressing as hell. It kills me.
No. Well, if you liked snow, it would be exciting.
But who likes snow? Snow's cool in December. In
Snow.
December, that's fine. But now it's March. Come on, dude. It's been 40, 50 degrees the past week, and then it hits snow. It's it just drives me nuts. Not to mention everything just is boring here, and our culture is 10 years behind the rest of the world.
You have Cedar Point, man.
Dude, it's not. It's cool. I didn't even go the past 2 years because it's if you live here, it's whatever. but I only got 4 more years, and then I can rent my house out and go wherever I want.
I'm with Chris. Georgians like snow. It's such a it's one of the rarest things. We enjoy the hell out of it.
I'll put some in a cooler and bring some to HeroesCon for you.
That'd be cool.
How many people are going to that one?
There's like 40 people, like 30 to 40 people so far. Mm-hmm.
And that's in July or something?
June.
June. Okay. I'm gonna be in. I'll be at one in Florida.
MegaCon?
No, the one that's in the casino.
Isn't MegaCon this weekend?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Fuck, I forgot.
Or the next weekend in March? Or is it in April? I'm retarded.
KBDM has.
Where you at?
Ohio. He has no snow.
Dude, it's dumping here.
Where are you at?
Like 30 minutes south of Cedar Point.
And it's dumping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dumping.
Where I go to get my comics is in Sandusky, the same place as Cedar Point. I drive like 35 minutes to my comic shop.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Cool,
apparently there's a. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say my LCS. I'll blast them all the time. My LCS in my local town. I used to have my pull list through them, and then like some variant covers came out, had them paid off and everything, and they said they never got them, and then they were selling them on their Facebook auction. So I was like, nope, canceled everything through them. Yeah, canceled everything through them. I was spending hundreds of dollars a week through them and shit too. So now I just drive out of town and they take care of me.
I've heard so many stories of like, oh, some kind of key came out one week, and they're like, oh, we didn't get it, and then it's like on their wall like next week. Oh yeah, we just got some in, but
they do Facebook sales, and it's like not many people watch Facebook, but somebody tagged me in it. And he's like, hey, isn't that the book that you had? And I was like, yep. It was Dark Ages. It was Dark Ages, the Venom Carnage cover, like the 1/100 or something.
That's super bold that they would just say no.
Mm-hmm. I was like, all right.
Whoop, and then, did they deny the Facebook thing, or did you just give stuff?
I just stopped going. I said, hey, I'm gonna do business elsewhere. Their shop really it's very small, and there's no music playing. So it's always really awkward because like they're just sitting there staring at you, and it's like the shop's as big as like my room. It's a very small shop. It's a really nice shop though. But there's no music playing, so it's always super weird to just stand there and like dig through short boxes and stuff when it's just dead silence.
Sounds like something Nick's LCS would do.
and I like going to LCSs that have like action figures and toys and other things like that. So
yeah. We would play Rammstein at our LCS.
That's awesome. Du hast.
Yeah, like literally, our boss would leave, and we'd just play whatever the hell we wanted. And somebody would like walk in, and we had to change it like when like kids would walk in and stuff. But like people would walk in and just like rock out with us for like 30 minutes and then dip out.
Do you live near New Haven, Duras?
That's close to me, I think.
All right, now I got to participate with some idiots. I'm going to mute because there's a lot of idiocy ahead.
52 minutes from me. That's over. It's like northwest of me. Oh, up by Bowling Green.
Not in the snow. It's not 52 minutes.
That's where he lives. Yeah, that's crazy that it's not snowing. He's. Oh no! I'm dumb. It's 52 minutes south of me, so yeah, no wonder he's not getting snow.
Rob, that was a quick trip to Romania.
Yeah, quickest trip to Romania and back I've had in a long time.
What'd you get? Any souvenirs?
Did they invent teleportation?
I just got bit in the neck.
That's the Futurama tube system.
No, it is real quick, and my team didn't. One of the three members is on paid time off today, and the other two are caught up on everything. Didn't have any major questions, so give them a little bit of direction to run out the rest of their day, and they'll ping me if they need me.
Nice.
Ping me if you need me, baby. I'm right here.
Yeah, Christian, that's wrong.
It's actually 60%.
Yeah, it's actually higher.
Squatters' rights.
There was a lot of calorie talk while you were going.
It is expensive.
Not for them.
I'd want to live in Colorado. If I moved anywhere, it'd probably be Colorado.
Tyler said, "Not for them."
Colorado, that's even more snow than Ohio.
Not in southern Colorado. I lived in New Mexico in high school for 2.5 years. I was like 10 minutes from the Colorado border. I'd go up there every weekend. It was like 70, 80 degrees always because we would chill down in the valley for like all day, and then when it got too hot, we'd go up in the mountains and snowboard and stuff.
Yeah, so you go to that in Utah too.
Yeah, too many Mormons though. That was the problem. Yeah, I'm serious, dude. I lived. I'm being dead serious.
Time out. What's the acceptable number of Mormons for that area?
So the high school.
A gaggle of Mormons.
I'm just speaking facts. The high school I went to was like 94 or 90% Navajo Indians, which was awesome. Yeah, it was. I love the culture out there.
You go to school in a res?
I was right outside the res, basically.
Okay.
And dude, those some of the best people I've ever met in my life. Some of the best experiences. They welcomed me onto their the reservation, and I got to smoke peyote and all that, and their peace pipe tents and everything. Awesome experience. But like the 5% of my school was white, and basically I was one of the most popular kids in school just because I was white. But then I found out in the first week, all the kids like that were white were all like very, very Mormon, and everything like that. And at that time, I was
swastika tattoos.
Right.
They wanted, yeah.
At that time, all I wanted to do was party. So I instantly
like prison yard.
Up. Right. I don't know, dude. It was a weird culture out there. It was definitely different.
They all shaved their heads. I don't know what's going on, man.
Wife beaters were mandatory.
No, they were big on sharing each other. That's for damn sure.
Sharing each other.
They were very big on that, and I was like, whoa, because like the quarterback of the football team, back in high school, like quarterback, prom queen, that's like the popular kids in school, and she would basically just go hang out with anybody, and I was like, dude, your girlfriend's hanging out with so and so, and he's like, I don't care, that's what we do, and I was like, oh,
maybe spreading rumors,
swingers around here, no, straight facts, bro.
I went
2 years. Kirtland, New Mexico
Mormon
is where I
high school.
lived.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
The high school that I went to, like 30% of the people were Mormon.
Were you Mormon though, Kyle?
No, I've explored different religions though, like 8 or 9 different religions.
That's not my question.
Oh, yeah, no. I've been to Mormon churches, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, well, so I will say that. So my son goes to school in Utah, and where he goes to school, it is literally, if you pull up a map, there is an LDS ward, like every quarter mile practically. It is crazy how many there are. It is pretty
Latter-day
insane.
Saints.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not I wasn't hating
And
on
ward
it.
is what they call their churches.
It was just very a different experience to me, especially being 16, 17 years old, coming from Ohio, and then going out to that where like everybody's swingers. It was just like, whoa.
But you know what was nice? You know what's nice about sending your son to college in Utah? There's a lot less stuff for them to get involved in that you can sit there
Facts.
and focus on his schooling.
Facts.
You want to go out and party all night? Nope, sorry, everything's shut down, brother. Ain't no.
Yeah, that's a good state to keep tabs on him.
That's and he's a criminal justice major anyway, so he's
right.
Everything's gonna be
how to get around the system.
Super well, he's a criminal justice major with an emphasis in digital or cyber defense and digital forensics.
I like that.
And then he's an IT minor.
So he's the guy who stole Kyle's identity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
the type of dude that brings Epstein
he's
down.
the guy who could have prevented it and can track down who did.
Got it.
Speaking of the news, shout out to Matt Comics by the Bay for sharing the Compton news story last night in the group chat. I don't know if you guys seen that.
All I saw was somebody say, "How far away are you, Rob? Can you say?"
That was me.
I was like, "Oh, dude, that's 400 miles away from me."
Dude,
man.
it was a 4. Like, dude, me and my girlfriend watched it for like 5 hours. Dude got pit maneuvered 3 times and then like got stopped at a runoff or whatever. But he had an entire canister of Nos, and not like a little one. Like, I've seen the little ones in my party days, but he had the entire thing, and I timed it on my phone, and every 45 seconds for 2 hours he was just ripping Nos while his truck was like stopped. They had the SWAT team out, and they eventually flew a drone in front of him and then shot tear gas through his window with like a grenade launcher and got him out.
That is
I just want to remind everybody.
Wait,
on the East
he was
Coast,
inhaling the NOS, or he was injecting it into his
inhaling like
He
straight
started with a balloon. He had a whole balloon.
he started with the balloon, but then he was straight ripping off the tank, bro. Like, what a gangster.
Yeah, I just want to remind people on the East
I
Coast.
I wouldn't say
that
gangster.
If you look at a
Is
map,
that legal?
No.
Is that legal?
So he was breaking the law.
He was,
Yeah.
dude. The 3 pit maneuvers didn't tell him he was breaking the law enough.
Does Kyle have racing gloves on?
No.
he's wearing
My-
construction
I'm wearing
gloves as if they're
Milwaukee
driving
gloves.
gloves.
Is it cold in LA? Like 50 degrees?
No, it's just wet. I don't like being wet.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
she
it's probably
said.
like 50 degrees down there. Who knows?
Hoodie and shorts all day.
Right. That's what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's California winter clothes,
Mhm.
winter wear. No, I was just saying that what I always want to remind people on the East Coast is if you take a map of the U.S. and you look at California and you drag it across the country and see how many states we span along the eastern seaboard. So just because I'm in the same state, I'm nowhere to where like Kyle is the bottom at the bottom of the state. I'm in the middle of the state.
Oh,
And
you never know. You could have been close to Compton. That's what I was saying. Roll down there and wave to the cameras.
Kyle is closer to Compton.
Oh man,
I'm like 30 minutes from Compton.
Oh, I missed the opportunity, bro. It was popping off.
Whereas I'm closer to 8 hours from Compton.
Durs. Have you looked at Rob? Do you think that he was anywhere remotely close to Compton?
I don't know, man. and represent Compton a little bit. The neighborhood that the dude did crash in, it was a nice neighborhood of Compton.
Actually, I will tell you this, Nick. The closest I am to Compton is I'm not too far. I'm about a 35-minute drive from Oakland.
Hey, Rob, can you teach us how to save some of this water? Because we're just letting it go.
Ohio
Yeah,
will teach
this
you,
is
bro.
what you
We
desert
got
people
you.
do. You don't know how to contain anything.
Put a bottle out.
Yeah, we Ohio knows how to preserve.
I-
We have clean
actually-
water.
On my personal Instagram, I went to Oregon where my grandfather lives, and I took a bucket with me, and I filled it with water, and I brought it back.
That's awesome.
And I recorded its journey. I said, "Don't worry, guys, I'll get us out of the drought. There's plenty of rain up here."
Yeah.
What did you do with it?
What? I
Imported-
dumped it out
imported
and
it.
watered some plants.
Yeah, exactly. Dumped it on the ground.
Is your
I just
grandfather?
dumped it in the grass.
In case anybody cares, I've currently got 2 different discount codes that are active for the McFarlane Toy Store.
Okay. Which one's better?
It depends on what you're getting. There's a generic 10% off one. MTS10 will get 10 off anything in the store. And this weekend they're running a 20% off because they do different sets and figures. This weekend they're doing Avatar is 20% off. So the Avatar stuff with Avatar 20, you get 20% off, which, yeah.
Nice.
So if anybody
I
Like
thought
Avatar
you,
the
you
movie
had
or
your own
Avatar
code.
like the Airbender?
Type in Legion and save.
what is it, Tyler?
I thought you meant you had your own like Legion
No,
code.
no. Like I've
It's sharing with the community.
yeah. No, I don't
Is
know.
it like Avatar like James Cameron or Avatar like the Airbender?
The James Cameron one. They do have that
Okay,
last
then I'll
Airbender toys on there though. They're not the sell focus for the weekend. Like a lot
Got
of
it.
times, if you like the DC Build-A-Figures, they'll do a specific wave on sale for one weekend kind of thing, and they'll switch it around. But this weekend it looks like it, or this week it looks like it's the Avatar stuff, which came in handy because I just placed an order, placed me a big order.
Toys.
Why did you place a big order?
Because like it's not a small figure.
Okay.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
It's not small. No. It's honeycomb big. Yeah.
I'm not pulling that out.
Wow.
Driving to LA is the main rain can't be as bad as ATL in the rain.
Rob dusts things
Yeah,
off
it's just
my
people
brain.
are stupid out here.
I think that
Like I saw
think
four
Atlanta really-
accidents.
I think Atlanta's really come up and improved on the crappy highway list. Like it's got to be getting comparable. What is it? The 405 over there? It's like legendary, just dead stop all the time.
The 405. Yeah, absolutely. I'm SoCal. 405. I have 405.
I have a viaduct. There's a viaduct outside of my town that's literally legendary. There's Facebook pages. There's Facebook pages made about this viaduct because it's a can opener. It takes off the top of semis once a week, bro.
We have one of those here in Augusta.
Dude, it's legendary.
Low-hanging bridges.
Legendary, dude.
Olive Road Bridge, and it's not a bridge; it's a train track. And for some reason,
train tracks. Yep.
They cut a road.
It's a convertible.
It's only like 8 feet high.
Yep,
like,
dude, it's my whole life.
And to be safe.
There's Instagram pages made about it, Facebook pages made about it. Last week, a semi carrying like a car carrier with like 4 brand new cars, totaled them, took the whole top off of them
on a once a month basis. I'm not even joking. A delivery truck tries to go under. Like, dude.
It's a can opener, bro. Takes the whole top off every. Yep. Yes, sir. I'm glad you got one.
I don't understand how people when they drive their trucks, they don't know the height of their trucks and look at the bridge.
It's the area's fault. They're the markings for the clearance. You don't see them until you're coming up on the bridge.
Not here. There's signs. You get to the bridge, and on both sides, all the way up the side and on the top of the trestle, it's all reflective. Caution. It's got
to be something because you think the truckers would tell each other like, "Don't go through here. Don't drive through here." It happens so frequently. There's got to be something.
Because when I would drive a box truck for back in the day, I knew how tall my vehicle was and what my clearance was. So when I go coming up on things, I knew. Don't go there. But
dude, it's crazy. It's legendary, bro.
Of course, there are issues when people are cutting it close on things where there's repaving and stuff that gets done that changes things, or it depending upon the downward angle in there. Maybe the vertical height right there is 15.
That's what
the angle
the
that
road
into it.
The road like slopes under it.
Yeah, that could be screwy.
I don't know.
The worst I've seen is like there's a bridge that's sort of small, and it's known for taking AC units off the top of motorhomes.
Well, that's because people know the height of their motorhome, but then they forget about the AC.
They forget.
My favorite actually is there was one I saw recently. There's a bridge where it's actually the problem is going over it, where it's a pretty narrow bridge and it comes up to a peak to allow because it's going over a narrow waterway or something, or that allows to allow things to go underneath it. So it's a pretty high arc. And so what ends up happening is sometimes some of the big rigs will be coming through there. If they have their wheels really far out, as they get to the trailer ends up high centering.
Oh, man.
And then they got to basically pull, drag, or have someone push. So they try to get it up and over.
I can't believe the railroad tracks. It's never been worked on. It's just so damaged from so many trucks hitting it throughout the years. It's nuts. Nice. That's why we have derailments, because we don't care about our railroad tracks here.
Well, that one company, Northern Norfolk.
Yeah, they have a lot of damages on the
Yeah, we don't. Our railroads are pretty bad.
I can no longer see the street lines.
We just park ours down in LA and let them steal everything out of them.
I've seen those videos where like the railroads are stopped and it's just trashed all around it, where people are just raiding them.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to keep doing dumb shit like that until it's more cost effective to the railroad for them to invest in somebody with a firearm riding that train.
The Pinkertons?
Oh, there's a how close are you to Houston, Nick?
You know how big Texas is?
No.
Texas, and you drag it all the way up.
I think he just doesn't. I don't think he knows where you're at within Texas. But
How close are you to Dallas?
I'm about 40 minutes outside of Dallas and about 4 hours from Houston.
Do you know where Grand Prairie is?
Grand Prairie, yeah,
Yeah, I got relatives out there, man.
Yeah, you know who
I'm
else?
gonna be visiting them soon.
I know.
Yeah, Big Time Collectibles is actually located in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Be sure to follow Big Time Collectibles and check out their website, bigtimecollectibles.com, to not miss out on any of their exclusive heat they're slinging.
Why did I always think they were in New York?
See how I set that up?
No, you asked where Grand Prairie is, and Nick just spent some time over there with Big Time, getting to go in their shop and everything.
All I was trying to do was promote your sponsor.
I'm going to be going there on Monday, actually.
Film it. I want to see that store.
I went in there when Nelson said, "Welcome to organized chaos."
What is going on, the Mad Respect? How are you doing, Dustin? Check your DMs sent, buddy. Chaos, what's going on? Good morning. Send him the link in case he can join as well.
How late are we going today, Mark?
I'm ready to dick whenever. I was probably gonna call it not too long, but
because I'm gonna start digging through my trash can in a minute.
Nice.
I'd like to be here.
Same. Same. Me too.
My dad's been throwing away my stuff.
I said you must be looking for your future.
Correct. Yeah. No, I'm just trying to reclaim my property.
Should you be taking over a witness with you?
Maybe.
I got a great story for that.
Are you eating cereal while you're driving, Kyle?
This is yogurt.
I do recommend taking a witness to dig through trash cans, because when I was 23, I accidentally put my trash in my neighbor's dumpster, and they hated me at the time. So they called the cops. Long story short, I had to go to court. Charges got dropped, and I had to pay them $1 restitution.
You're gonna drive. You guys can drive right at each other.
Oh yeah, look at that. Dustin, what's happening?
What's going on, man?
Yo.
Are you driving in Atlanta today?
I'm headed there now to pick up my last paycheck.
I'm sorry to hear about your unemployment.
Yep, I quit. I'm selling all my comics. I'm going to dig me a big ass hole and go live in that. I'm tired of everything.
Nice. Bunker
Just
style.
Have you started your new job yet or no?
Yeah, this week I did my OSHA 30 training. So sitting on the couch in front of a laptop for 7.5 hours all day long every day. So
I remember
Learned
that
a
back
lot of
in
cool
the day.
things.
do what now?
Kyle.
What'd you learn? No, I'm kidding.
That I already knew everything that was on there. After working construction for almost 15 years and listening to safety meetings every week, there's not a lot you don't know. Plus, it's all common sense. So
I had to do that when I worked at a factory a few years ago.
Yeah.
They told me I couldn't wear basketball shorts anymore on the job site.
No.
There's no such thing as OSHA-approved safety sandals, by the way.
Nah. Yeah, we don't make content anymore. So when I can, I like to hop on here and at least be part of somebody's.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, I make content. It just doesn't ever get out to you guys. It's made. It's just
What's Nick been up to?
my editor. He's slacking.
When was the last time he got something out?
I think he edited a video this week. I don't know if it's going to come out today or not.
Is his job been kind of dominating his time? Family?
Yeah, that, and he used to edit at night, but now he's trying to work out. So that's his job, and him doing that's kind of.
Wait a minute. Is the boxing match back on?
No. especially after I've dropped like 75 pounds. He really, really don't want it now. And I hope he's watching because that way he can hear me say that.
We can always
now, because
So
now I mean,
saying you'd beat Nick?
Oh yeah, I would have beat him before, but now I just tire him out in 5 minutes and then just take my picks.
Biggie's gonna beat your ass tonight.
Yeah.
Random,
I don't even get me started on that dude.
Random side note: do we know anybody that lives outside of Calgary, Canada? Do we know anybody that lives close to that?
Chris or Drac or Comic Con?
No,
Todd McFarlane's doing a free fucking auto signing from 11 to 5 this Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh wow!
At Comic Traders, yeah, free signing.
Getting in, I'm sure that's going to be slammed.
Do you know how big Canada is?
Yeah, let me drag it across the world.
I just learned how big Texas is. Is it bigger than Canada?
No.
Dang.
Because Calgary is in Alberta, and Drac and them and Chris are in Ontario. There's two other provinces between the two of them, so nowhere near close.
How was the show last weekend, Rob?
Oh, which one? Oh, the Berkeley Comic Show?
Yeah.
Fucking awesome, dude. I'll be dropping on Sunday. I'm dropping a video, which is just kind of a walking tour because I got a new cam with a gimbal and stuff that kind of show off the inside of it. And then Monday, I'm going to drop the haul video.
Okay, cool.
What's he digging?
Got some freaking amazing books.
Awesome. Yeah, I picked up some decent stuff at Atlanta, but Atlanta is not necessarily. It's a comic show, like I said in name. It was better this year than it has been, though. I think there was like 8 comic vendors there.
Do you go to Dragon's Con in Atlanta?
No, I'd never do Dragon Con.
I heard that one's amazing.
I don't know how much comics is there, but I know there's too many people there for me.
It's huge.
Yeah. My first what I count as my first comic show is in like 2 or 3 weeks in Lexington, so I'm psyched about that.
Heroes Con's going to be my first official con and comic show.
Berkeley was good to me.
Awesome, man. Nice.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that video, man.
I dropped like 2 bills. I mean,
right.
I ran into a booth that had some really cool early Silver Age and just Silver Age, pretty much all over the map. Silver Age, like Batman and World's Finest stuff that
nice.
I don't hardly ever see at cons, and when I do, they want like $1 billion for them. This guy had them all priced like between $5 and $15, and
yeah, this show is really cool.
Stay there all day.
What they do is they do it 5 times a year, and they have a rotate. The people who organize it, they curate the retail, the sellers that are there, so that way it's rotated, so they get different stock that comes in. They bring in some big sellers from outside the area too. So like this time Bunky Brothers was there, and that time before, there's Harley Yee was there. So you get these different kind of big time guys that come in to do stuff, and I don't need to be big. Just make them
give us a preview.
I like how they rotate people out like that.
The majority of the stuff that's there is like Silver Age to late Copper, and then there's some modern variants and stuff that are there, and there's some Golden Age stuff that's there. But for the most part, that's the mid-sweet spot, and everybody that's there is just willing to, make deals and sell stuff. Look, the only thing I've teased, I'll show you guys one thing that I teased, and I've shown before. I showed this earlier. So fine here. Is simply this was a $10 fine as a pack, which I just totally dig.
Let's go
Mars Attacks, the original miniseries, all 5 issues. These are flip books, so there's actually, if I need to get some clear backing boards to show the other covers on them, but they're just.
Is it the movie adaptation?
No, this is actually based off of trading cards, which this is before the movie. This is
So
before the
before.
movie.
I knew there was trading cards. I didn't know there was comics. So now I need to
Yeah. So
buy
actually,
those.
look and see. This one is like says
Those are
it's the full,
sick.
the
There's
full
also
story
really
behind
fun
card number
novels.
36. So it's like-
Those are sick, dude. I love those.
So it was based. So yeah, it was based off of the. Oops, wrong one. It was based off the trading cards, and then later on the movie that was based off that. So
Wasn't
this was
George Foreman in that movie?
this came out. This series came out just before the movie did.
I dig that. I like
Nice.
those.
So
I didn't even know those existed.
and
Got
of
some good
course,
bubble
I'll give
helmet
you-
covers on
I'll
those.
give you- there are some of those, and then of course I did to make sure you get bubbleheads. I did pick up a
Nice.
Space Adventures, because what's a good
There it
pickup
is.
going to a show if you don't pick up a Charlton book?
That
So
looks
go.
clean too.
that's the base. That's the basic stuff. And then there's a lot of really cool, badass stuff that get deeper.
Jim Brown. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've
Yeah,
watched
Jim
that.
Brown was in there. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I almost
Personal
picked up
comment,
the Dell Andy Griffith at the Atlanta show, but I ended up passing on it. That's a hard book to find.
Chris, how you doing?
I think I'm gonna go for First Gunslinger. Is my big book. I want it heroes.
Hey, everybody driving today.
You did.
May have ran a red light in front of a cop. Oh, he's not. Oh.
Oh man.
Pulled over. We are your witness.
Mhm.
You gotta huff some nos now too.
Yes,
Yeah.
huff
It
the
was-
nos.
It was definitely yellow, but the officer doesn't seem. Well, he went the other.
Colors
He
are
went the other way.
subjective.
Yeah, Scott wants to know how the hell could you pass on a Dell Andy Griffith?
Well, it part of the cover where Aunt B is on there was torn pretty bad, and even though that's the only copy I've ever seen in person, I was like, man, I gotta have my Aunt B on there. So the search continues.
Speaking of torn covers, I want to tell you guys, CGC definitely has got some doesn't know how to grade comics anymore. Just so you know, I unboxed some Magnus Robot Fighters, the old Gold Key ones that I sent in, and one of them I expected a much lower grade than I got because it has a small tear in the corner on the cover, and it came back an 8.5.
Oh, good job.
And the grader's notes simply mention that there is some slight spine stress, and that's it. There's no
So
mention.
what tier did you put it in?
I put it in as economy.
Yeah, I can attest to that because I've sent books in for customers with completely blown out staple on a centerfold and no mention of it. Still, and I told him, I said, this probably his 7075 if I could reattach the staple or if the staple was already attached, but there's nothing we can do about it. Bro, still hit a 7.0. No mention of it in the notes. Nothing.
Yeah,
The
and
factory
this was
now,
like,
they're
when I
just,
pulled
they're
it,
just
I
churning
forgot
out
about
grades.
it. It was so weird because when I forgot about it, when I'm doing the unboxing at first, I was like, oh wow, an 8.5, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, what the hell? There's like, I'm surprised it's got an 8.5 because I thought at first it was like just one really bad spine tick, color breaking spine tick, and then as I started looking at it after I recorded the video, I'm all, no, that's right, that's actually a tear in the cover, and it must have gone like a grading to be like, I don't know what the hell like we did, but yeah, they're not the end all be all.
I've heard it said like if the book presents, yeah, I've heard it said though like they say if the book presents so well that if the book presents like a 9.0, but you have something like that normally should drop it a lot more. Like they won't kill the book because of how well everything else looks and how it presents. But
really,
I mean,
there was this, and then there was like some really minor, minor stress, very light stress lines that weren't color breaking, as you would expect from a book from the 60s that's not found in warehouse stock, right?
Right.
So this was the one thing, and what it is it looked like it was like a tear that was somebody slid it into Mylar at one point and caught the cover or something, just it stopped, type of thing. But
damn comic killers. They're pretty, but they are comic killers.
I always got to make sure you fold that cover all the way back, or put your comic, especially old ones that already have tattered covers, put it between two backing boards, slide it in, then carefully pull that top back and board back out. At least once you get it started, you don't have to. So that way you can protect that from that Mylar edge, because man, you will make your sad. You'll take a comic that's barely hanging on and make yourself real sad real fast when you destroy it.
You're saying Mylar does that?
Yeah, Mylar has those sharp, hard edges.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
yeah. If you when you're sliding a book in, if you catch that top, unlike a poly bag that'll easily give way, it'll acts like a razor.
Yeah,
like a razor. Yeah. And if you got a bad spine roll on like a Silver Age book, just throw it in a Golden Age so that you got plenty of room. Don't try to stuff it in there.
Exactly.
Hey, my dudes, I'm gonna bounce out of here.
All right.
Yeah, you guys have a beautiful night. Always an honor.
Well, how about we just have a morning first?
Yeah, beautiful morning, dude.
I
Like
know,
I said,
I
man,
gotta
it's
get
early,
through. I gotta
bro.
get through lunch before the
I'll have
night.
a beautiful night later, but for right
Yeah.
now, I'll settle for morning.
It's
I'm gonna have a
early, man.
shitty day and then a beautiful evening.
Nice. That's how you do it, bro.
Yeah. I got to go to the airport later this evening to go pick up my son. He's coming home for spring break. So
Nice, man. Have a
which
great
will
day.
make my wife happy, which then makes me happy.
Nice.
It's past 10:30. I'm about to get ready to hop off here as well, and I got to work this weekend. So I got today to GSD, so I'm gonna D some S.
And I have no
I'm
idea
trying
what
to
he
think of
just
something
said.
really stupid
gotta
to
get
ask
shit
Roy
done.
Thomas. Ask him. You want to ask Roy Thomas something stupid? Ask him what it was like to create Spider-Man.
I think he normally asks him some questions that relate to his actual work.
Who are you guys talking about?
Aggressive Braxton said that he was trying to decide on something really stupid to ask Roy Thomas at Heroes Con.
Oh, I mean, if
Oh,
there's anybody, that has succeeded at that, it's aggressive.
Took his coffee.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. That goes back to him coming into comics as Stan's protege. His how was it put by Kirby? His house Roy. Yeah, that's what Jack Kirby called him, House Roy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good one, Nick. That's got some deep cut to it. I'm trying to remember what book it was where Kirby put those characters. God, it was an issue of Mr. Miracle where he introduced like two spoof characters to make fun of Stan Lee.
Oh yeah, they're in Tom King's too.
Yeah, and House Roy was the Roy Thomas character.
Was the other one? What the hell was that guy? What the hell was that character's name?
I'm about to pull it up. I've got the book. That's how I remember which one it is. I almost finished my Mr. Miracle run. Mr. Miracle House Roy. Because he was like a over eccentric promoter showman, the other guy.
Funky Flashman.
There you go.
Funky Flashman. That
J
was
Hood Comics. I didn't come up with that, by the way. That was credit where credit is due.
Kirby came up with it.
Yeah.
I found something last night that blew my mind I didn't know about. Captain Leatherwing. What?
Captain Leatherwing?
I was like, really? How did I not know about Batman being a pirate? As much as I love pirate stuff.
Is that what that is?
Is that what? Yeah, tell us more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just I'll sit up at night sometimes and just cruise through my comic shop, or even just Google like pirate books or whatever I'm thinking about. So I was just looking at pirate comics last night, and because I'm trying to put together the old EC Piracy series. And somehow when I was Googling, an image of Batman as a pirate popped up, and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah,
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
494, yeah.
Yeah, annual number 7 of Detective Comics. Friggin' badass cover of Batman as a pirate called Captain Leatherwing. I was like, yep, buying that.
All I can think about is the movie Waiting and the Batwing when they stretch their testicles out.
Yeah, I definitely thought the name could have been better, but he looked cool as hell, that's for sure. And I was just thinking, I was talking to a buddy of mine. I'm like, how would you like to be a pirate? And then that dude rolls up on you. Like, you were totally screwed.
Yeah.
you stand no chance. I don't care if you are Jack Sparrow. Like,
Yeah, that's the year that they did the Elseworld one shots for all the annuals. There's some really good ones out there. I like the year they did those, and it was right around the same time, maybe a year or two apart, where they did all the pulp covers, the pulp annuals. You got some really good ones with that too. Aggressive says in the Lego adaptation, he was called Batbeard.
Oh, that's cool.
Now
It'd be cool if he had a big old beard.
upside down in a cave. It'd be funny if he just had one hanging by his beard. That'd be the way to handle that one. Did you already pick up that annual, or you? It's now part of your hunt list.
Oh, I already grabbed it. Yep.
That would be hard to find on my comic shop or whatever.
Yeah, I snatched one off eBay for like $8. It looked. I mean, they listed it as just being absolutely perfect. I've bought from them before, so.
Yeah, but
just
your eBay experience is probably the worst out of everyone I know.
Yeah, I know. So I found that first I found that first Captain Jack Sparrow at AtlantaCon a couple weeks ago, and I was like, all right, cool. Now that I know this is a thing, I want to find the other 4 issues. So I go to my comic shop. There's nothing there. Go to all my regular places. Don't see anything. Go to eBay. There's a few copies on there, and I found one guy selling a whole set. So I hit him up. I asked him, how are the condition, and he said they all look really good. I said, cool. I said, well, how do you package? He was like, oh, you can check my feedback, man. He's like, I know how to pack comics. He's like, I don't want anybody getting books and they're not, up to par. Cool. So I'll buy them. Bro, this man sends me these books. He took and cut up a priority box, sandwiched them between it like a taco style. I get them. Books are hanging out of the cardboard everywhere. The number 1 has busted through the side of the bag and been dog-eared around the back of the freaking cardboard. And I sent him a message. I was like, do you have any clue what you're doing when you're shipping books, bro? Like, you just straight lied to me. So I sent him my video. I said, you need to watch this, bro. I said, because that is not okay.
And then send him a link to my video on how to pack your fucking comics.
Oh, that's what I sent him, because I did one too. And I started it out. If you have been sent this link by someone, it's probably because you don't know how to pack comics and they got damaged. So I'm like, here you go, man. But yeah, I love the pirate stuff, man. So that was cool to find that Batman.
I have found that on eBay, apparently there's a restriction if you're selling Golden Age books, you're only allowed to ship them in envelopes, apparently, because that seems to be how all my Golden Age books I buy on eBay get shipped to me. and you would think that those would be people who would really maybe know. Yeah, maybe I'm just buying all from people who inherited fucking piles of fucking books they just don't know they just want to get rid of. But yeah, I can't tell you. Every time I order one, it seems like, oh, here comes a padded envelope in the mail, or even worse, not a padded envelope, and I just go, oh my god, why?
Yeah, I passed on a Batman 25 that I've been hunting that book for like 2 years, and dude had a good deal, good price on it. And I checked his feedback, and everybody was saying this dude packaged everything in envelopes. And I was like, I can't even buy it, man. I'll keep looking. Like, you're not going to send me $1,000 Golden Age book in an envelope.
I will say I did have one.
That's scary.
I had one guy that I made, like, when I posted feedback about the comment about the shit, about the stuff. The guy reached out to me.
Hold on, Rob. Hold on. Don't wreck, Dustin. It says pizza boxes and Costco bags are acceptable too.
Right.
No, he legit got. He did it live. He had a DiGiorno pizza box with comics in like a Kroger bag wrapped in.
Yeah,
there.
I've had that. Yeah, all the time. Nothing is more protective than a plastic shopping bag.
I think the craziest thing I've ever had was somebody took a piece of floor tile.
What?
Shit you not. Piece of floor tile. Yes. And they duct taped this book in between 2 pieces of floor tile. Nice. But it still had glue on both sides of the floor tile.
Oh.
It took me an hour and a half to get this book out.
The most creative I had, somebody put it inside of took a 12-inch vinyl inside the slipcase and put the comic in with the vinyl record and sent the whole record to me. So the record was the backing board.
Nice.
That sounds like
Ceramic
one
or
of the
vinyl
hipster
tile,
things.
It's
Dustin?
too bad. It's too bad that's not it doesn't break in the mail. But yeah, no, I mean,
You're muted, Nick.
I said I have one like in the pages of a bigger children's book. They put in there.
yeah. No, I sent this guy actually. I did have one person once reply back to me after I posted feedback about their shipping stuff, where the guy, and it didn't come off like really pissy. He came off actually. He's like, "Hey, thank you for the feedback, and not because they were left like neutral feedback because the book was okay." And he's like, "Oh, I actually went back and I looked because of the way it was because it was a bigger somebody who sells a lot." And they had like certain things that were posted about how they ship or something. And he went back and he said, based on your feedback, we've reviewed our process and we've actually we will no longer ship any comics in envelopes, period. And I was like, oh, well, you know what? Shit. I'm glad I said, okay, then I'll keep you on my list and maybe I'll buy from you again. It's like, I appreciate you reaching out and actually reviewing your process and thinking about it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I always try to reach out, especially if I'm dropping a significant amount of money. I'll ask them beforehand how they ship. I'll offer to pay if they're sending media mail. I'll offer to pay $20 if you'll pack it real good, throw it in a priority box for me, and I try to go the extra mile to set myself up to not have to be disgruntled beforehand. But sometimes it don't work out.
Yeah, no, I had something not too long ago that I ended up going back to the seller, or no, I refused delivery of it. I ordered some stuff, but the guy, I paid for each book. I bought like 5 books from somebody. Each one was an individual sale transaction that had charged me for shipping, right? And it was labeled as shipping priority mail. So I paid 5 different fucking priority mail shipping charges. Dude consolidated the shipping into one shipping, which is fine, whatever, but then shipped it media mail. And when it got to my local post office, the post office, I don't know if they opened it, inspected it, or whatever the case was, but they sent me they put a notice on my door saying that they wouldn't deliver it because postage was due of $23. So my only assumption is that they must have opened it up and found out it didn't qualify for media mail and now wanted the postage for it based on that stuff. And I refused delivery. I said, return it to fucking sender. I'm not taking this. The fact that you charged me over $25 in shipping charges and then you fucking shipped it $4 in media mail, even though your post says this, and then you fucking come on.
You gotta find that guy. Man, somebody is burning like crazy, burning my eyeballs.
The world is filled with many shipping mistakes, which just to remind people, like if you're shipping raws, these things, okay, you can ship priority mail. It holds a Gemini. A Gemini goes inside these envelopes. This will be overwhelmingly your most affordable method for shipping across this country, because it's only if you have a program like Pirate Ship or something, it's going to be less than $8 to ship this anywhere in the U.S. Priority mail, and it's well protected in that Gemini inside there. All right, so guys,
get Pirate Ship.
I feel like me and Rob need to start a new show called Two Old Guys Complaining About Bad Shipping.
Or one old guy and one young guy complaining about shipping.
Oh no, because I'm always told that I gripe and complain like an old man. So I gotta wear that badge.
So maybe you just need to come on Cranky Comic Chat. You can join Taylor.
What is that, Flash Ray? We need a master spreadsheet of shitty eBay sellers. Dustin and Rob can handle that. That's a task for those two.
Could you imagine being blacklisted if people really cared about that?
Say what, Chris?
Could you imagine getting blacklisted, being on that sheet that everyone shared? You'd have people calling you. You'd have people calling you, telling you that, hey, we've gotten better. Look at our recent.
People would be just changing their eBay names.
Yeah,
or they create a new account, and it's like this. That's when I see somebody. Well, I know I always get suspicious when I see somebody who's got like 20 plus pages of stuff that they're selling, and they've got like 100 feedback. It's like, oh, so you had such shitty feedback that you've now relaunched or rebranded.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't go all of a sudden with only 100 feedback to be selling 20 plus pages of listings.
Yeah. I wish I could get more eBay sellers on board with the whole, hey, do you have IG? Or, hey, here's my phone number, text me.
Oh, you can't, because eBay blocks you from.
Oh, I found ways to get around it, but sometimes the sellers don't want to get on board. Like I had another guy, same deal, another Batman 25 Golden Age, and I was like, man, like I'll give you $1,000 if we can do it outside of eBay. I was like, here's who we are. Like, you can look us up. I'll give you references. Like, you don't have to pay fees. I don't have to pay taxes. You'll get the full $1,000, and it saves me a little bit too. And dude completely ghosted me after that, which I can understand, because I mean, if you've never done that before, it can seem sketchy. But then he took an offer from somebody 2 days later for $900, and I'm like, dang, bro.
He probably thought you were trying to sting him.
I've talked about
Yeah.
this before, but I found I go down and check the seller. A lot of time it'll be the same name as IG, and I'll go look them up and talk to them back. And I found one seller, and I've told Rob about this. His actual eBay name is on IG as, all one word, on IG as, then his name on IG.
I actually post a picture of my IG stuff saying, you want to save some money, contact me on Instagram.
Yeah, I recently started. I recently had gone back and changed my eBay name and stuff so it aligned with my IG stuff, and then I have done in the past where I've, like, especially like I find out, oh, this is a retail establishment, and I'll find them. I've reached out to them a couple times through their website. I go to their website and find a contact us and say, hey, blah blah blah, and then I'll say, yeah, you can buy it directly through our website here. We'll do that price. Here's a coupon code for that or something. It's like, okay, cool.
Worst eBay experience I think I've ever had, some jerk off in Las Vegas who bought my Yarn Man 1.
That's not what happened. You offered to buy mine. I had it at $100, and I got a offer.
Oh, was it me trying to buy yours?
Yeah, you were trying to buy mine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when that whole Yarn Man stuff, I was the one that put it on the most expensive, and then I was hearing everyone was getting mad about it.
Yeah, okay. I thought you bought mine.
No. I bought, and then Tony ended up buying mine. I put it down for $20, and then Tony ended up buying it for $20, and then sending it to John's Comics with Kids. So it went all the way to Boston, and then went all the way back across Vegas to Orange County. So. Yeah, that was the Yarn Man stuff was an event.
Yeah, that was fun.
But I almost accepted it. Like, what would have happened?
I would have bought it.
I was like, I was going to accept it, and because I knew it was you. Right? It's like, what, there's a lot of idiots in Georgia, but it's got to be Dustin.
There's a few.
Hey, Edwin had a cause, man. We were trying to break the algorithm.
Yeah, but what would you have done if I accepted it? Because then I wouldn't have made you pay it, obviously. But I didn't know what I almost accepted it as a joke. I was like, I'm super lazy. I don't, I'll regret. I'll regret doing it and then having to whatever we got to do to not do it. So I just canceled it.
It would have been fine.
Yeah, and blocked you, and then I blocked you. But that'd have been funny. Yeah, $80 for $1 Yarn Man. That'd have been great. It'd have been great to see the sale on there.
Right, that would have hit the list.
Yeah.
Comic Tom.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we were trying to do. Edwin wanted to put Yarn Man on the list, so we were working on it hard, making it happen.
Yeah, wasn't it Tony first though? Wasn't it old?
Yeah, so Tony found it, and then him and Edwin were talking about it on a live, and then they started talking about how funny would it be to see this hit the hot list, and Edwin was like, well, let's do it. And Edwin went and bought one. He bought the most expensive copy on there, and he went and bought one. So then everybody started doing
$11.
it.
Yeah. At the time, it was $11 was the most expensive. Huh?
I was saying hey to someone in the chat.
Oh.
That
We
wouldn't
should
be
do it
too
again.
hard if all it takes is 2 people to put a book on that list, just going back and forth, posting and buying off each other.
Yeah, but what's funny though is that Tom List missed it for a long time. We had to like
Mm-hmm.
tell Fire Guy Ryan, like John had to tell Fire Guy Ryan, look at all these sales.
Yeah.
Yard man, you know what I mean? And obviously we were all like explicit about doing it on IG and stuff. Then they finally did mention it. I don't think it made the list though, but they mentioned it.
It seems like they're struggling a little bit to find stuff to put on there because I consistently keep seeing like, we're throwing something on a hot list because something sold for like 1% higher than the 90-day average or 2% higher than the 90-day average, and it's like there's stuff that's probably selling better, but that's the stuff connected to what the movies and TV shows are right now. But like it's gonna be hard for you to convince me that this book's hot because it sold for $10 more or $5 more, than it did 90 days in the last 90 days.
Well, everything's dropping so fast. Ghost
Yeah.
Rider's still not dropping. I always look at Ghost Rider #1 because I want to get it for a good price, and that's Ghost Rider seems to be the hedge against inflation. If you want to hedge your money against inflation, just buy the first appearance of Ghost Rider.
Right. Yeah, I want to upgrade my #1 and
early ASM books.
Probably those two probably.
I just came into a bunch of those. I'm glad they aren't dropping.
What's going on, Dragon Lover
Say
3?
it again. Say that same sentence again. Never mind.
I mean, some of them are.
Okay.
The
annual ones dropped a little bit.
It has, and I'm happy to see like certain books. Like I need ASM 13, and I'm seeing that coming down because Mysterio is freaking not a.
Never coming back.
He's not coming back to the MCU, and it's not as. I mean, it's not going to drop like to $100, but at least it's not overpriced. At $2,000, right? So
yeah. Do you need a 4 or a 6?
I need 1 through 7, 9, and 13.
I got a 4 and 6 that's a CGC.
Are they low grade? Because I'm probably only a low grade guy.
Oh yeah, they're probably going to be.
Say, probably no. I'm definitely only a low grade guy on those ones.
Yeah, these are probably between 2 and 3.5.
Yeah, it's
so I'll when I get the grades back and everything, I'll hit you up and let you know.
All right.
And Justin Birch already claimed the annual 1 and the 31, and then I have a 39 and a 41.
Where is JB?
41 and 39 is gonna.
On Fridays.
Yeah, I know. I hit him up and I was like, "Are you getting on there?" He didn't answer me, so
sleeping.
The 41's gonna grade high, and the 31's gonna grade high though.
I just picked up. I just recorded. I picked up. So I was grabbing some books to send off to CGC, and because I'm doing my 1 through 100 all slabbed, right? And so I had grabbed my copy of 95, right, which is just Spider-Man Goes to London, nothing special. And I'm looking at it as I'm getting ready. Well, I don't know. This book is like going to probably be like a 4.0 or something. I shouldn't waste my money slabbing this. I bet you I could buy one already slabbed for almost as much money. So I go on eBay and I took a look, and I'm looking around, and sure enough, I'm looking. Okay, I could get like a 7 or something that's for about $50 or something slabbed or something. Next thing you know, I spent like $120. I found a 9.2 grade copy for $120. I'm like, oh, done. I mean, it was in the old original CGC slab. That then when I was looking on the guy's website, he's got a bunch of these old slabs. I also picked up another slab for $29. It was just an ASM 274, nothing special, but it was in the old red CGC red label for $29 to pick up an old CGC red label. I was like, I'm done. I'll take that 9.4 graded book just to have one of those old red labels. And what's crazy is I'm looking at the book and I'm thinking to myself, oh, wow, this wouldn't be a 9.4 if I pulled it out, because there's this like fold where it's at the top of the corner and where it looks like maybe joss around. I pulled up the grader's notes the other day, and guess what? There were grader's notes on a 9.4 from back then. And it called out that as being the reason it was a 9.4. I was like, oh, huh. There you go.
Buddy of mine got a Star Wars 1, hit a 9.8 last week, had 3 lines of grader's notes.
Wow.
Never seen that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Made me feel good about that Batman 190 I just picked up. I mean, I definitely think I can hit a 9.6 on it, but it does have an outside shot at a 9.8. And I would absolutely die if I hit a 9.8 on that. I might have to bump that to the centerpiece of my collection.
Yeah, I got a couple books I got to start pulling together, so that way when you're back up, we'll try something out.
Yeah, I'm getting close, that's for sure. I'm getting close. I'm gonna get this first week of the new job out of the way, and
What are you doing now, Dustin?
so instead of doing the actual physical labor of the job that I've done for the last almost 15 years now, I've taken a position as basically a project manager, which I don't understand why they hired me for. I tried to explain to them in the 2 interviews that I'm highly unqualified in my eyes, but they still said,
anyway.
"Oh, let's watch this guy pee his pants, man. We're gonna hire him and make him try to figure this out anyway." So I've been an absolute wreck all week.
When they did that, did they also back up a truckload of money too?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. I love it when they do that.
So I'm sitting here like, great, I'm gonna make this money for a couple weeks, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, just kidding."
Just stay organized if you're a project manager.
Yeah, I got a package last week with a laptop and an iPad and an iPhone and all that. I don't know how to use this stuff. What am I going to do with this? It's like I use paper prints and pencil and paper, man. Come on.
Can double as a hammer, and
old man.
You could use it to take pictures of stuff you're posting on eBay.
All the time, I tell people when I get people coming to me out doing stuff,
right,
with spreadsheets and stuff, and I always joke that you understand that I'm not really the expert people think I am. I'm a brute force user. Like, I can give me a big enough hammer, I will put that square peg in any round hole. But I know what I'm doing. I know at least how to do it the hard way. So.
Well, speaking of spreadsheets, I got to go look at them.
I'm sorry, did you say spreadsheets or spread cheeks? This
Both.
is you.
Spread those cheeks between the sheets.
Check your spreadsheet, see who you're spreading the cheeks for, and then GSD.
Exactly. And maybe not drive today because there were 3 police officers on the way. So Las Vegas is a police state today for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
I think they must have just had a class get out, and now they're just like patrolling.
They had a class on quotas, so watch yourself.
Yeah, I know. Okay, guys, have a good night or morning. Everyone's having a good night today.
Yeah,
later.
Have a good night today. Make love to the night.
Yes.
Or
I'm
during
gonna hop off here too. It's after 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go try to figure out what I can accomplish today to not feel like a sorry sack of crap for doing nothing.
You could do the dishes.
They're done. The dishes are done, man.
What
was that in? Don't tell mom the
babysitter's dead.
Yeah.
And then later on,
the dishes are done.
Jay and Silent Bob strike back. Dishes are done, man.
Dishes are done, man. All right, well, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out in the chat. I appreciate everyone hopping on the panel today. Don't forget to go back, look at the video from Wednesday. The 2,000 subscriber videos up, tons of slabs, key comics, all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a fun celebration. Go enter, share about it, get some extra entries, all that good stuff. And until next time.
Don't forget, Nick Kicking Comics on Only Slabs tomorrow.
Only Slabs. And don't also forget that despite what it may look like, Dustin still has a channel. So make sure you subscribe to Two Brothers Comics and turn that bell on so you'll know the secret time and location of content when Nick puts it out there.
That's right.
It's like a treasure
map. And I'm fighting
There
Biggie Shack on the hunt tonight on Tony Sanders' channel.
Oh, nice. What time does that kick off?
11 o'clock. I'm trying to get him to start that show earlier so more people will watch, but the murder will probably start and commence a Biggie Shack around midnight. So when the clock strikes midnight, I'm turning him into a pumpkin man.
I'll be big asleep. I got to be up at 5 in the morning. But I'll try to, if you share the link out to some group chats, we'll be able to get notated and remember at a later date so we can go back in and watch it. That's a call back to earlier in the stream, but throw it in that forgotten chat because I don't think I ever get notifications from Tony's. I barely get notifications from a quarter of the stuff I subscribe to. But everybody have a good day, and until next month,
same here.
as always, I'm Mark. But we are leaving.
Later, guys.